What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing well on this Christmas week. The day before Christmas, Christmas Eve, however you want to say it, but it's a great time of the year, and it is a great time to be a City fan. Christmas came early for us. Santa Claus must be a City fan, I guess. I know God is. I think Santa might be as well. But big ups to everybody that's listening, that's watching, that's here with me. Some of you are already putting comments in. I appreciate you. You know, I always appreciate everyone that rocks with me each and every week. You guys are the best, so I really do appreciate it. I'm doing something different this week. I've not done this. It's been available, but StreamYard has this thing. They call it Mars. It's multiple aspect ratio streaming. So I am sending this out the normal horizontal stream that you would see on StreamYard or excuse me on YouTube, but I'm also sending a vertical stream out to the Shorts feed. So if you come across this from the Shorts feed, I need you to let me know, because I just want to see if anybody even watches over there, because I've never done it before. And so I just decided I was going to do this just to see if anybody was out there. But big ups to everyone. Big ups to all the City fans. I started out with a poll. Again, I said as we first came in, Christmas came early. It is very strong reports that we will have picked up Semenyo. His goal, his objective is to come to City. And so coming to us over United, over Liverpool, over Chelsea, over whoever else, he's decided to come to us. I know they still have to work out the details, and nothing will be finalized at least until the new year when the window actually opens. But for now, we're excited. Big up Jennifer. I don't know if this might be your first time over here on one of my streams, but I really appreciate you jumping over. Jennifer is one of our regulars over on Shades of Blue. So big ups to you and so many others that are over here that rock with me each and every week. So I really appreciate it. But if you haven't already, I want you to put your thoughts in the poll as to what your thoughts on the Semenyo pickup. Again, nothing is finalized until it's actually final, but we believe that it'll actually happen soon. So, go ahead and put your thoughts in there. Right now, it looks like, I don't know how many people this is, 10 votes. So 10 votes, 40% great, 40% good, 20% mixed feelings about it. So we'll see how that continues to change over the course of the stream. But big ups to each and every one of the 21 of you that are out here with me right now. Really do appreciate it. If this is your first time here, if this is your first time on one of my Talk Back Tuesday streams, this is a chance for you to come on camera or just come on audio only. It's entirely up to you. But there is a link in the chat. At the very top of the chat, there should be a pinned comment. If you click that comment, it will, there's a link in that comment. If you click that link, it will drop you into the queue to come up on the stream. Some people want to come up and just have, drop their thoughts, drop their comments, and then drop off. Other people want to kick it with me for the rest of the stream, however long we decide to go. It's entirely up to you, but the point of this stream is to be able to hear back from each and every one of you. I'm going to come on here. I'm going to tell you my thoughts about what's going on. I'm going to tell you what I think about Semenyo, so on and so forth. But I want to hear from you. I want to hear what your thoughts are as well. So let's get into it. Let's look at some of these before we do. Big up Snoopy, always first one, every single stream, first comment. Love you, dude. Appreciate you. Henry Hart, can't wait to hear your Semenyo take. Big ups to you. Appreciate you jumping on. Adam, as always, is with us. Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy holidays, whichever you celebrate, but definitely glad to have you. We're going to get into this question from Adam. Do you like our new player? Again, there is a link in, or there's a poll I want you to fill out, and then we'll go from there. So this is going to be interesting, ladies and gentlemen, because I've got someone that I believe is a newbie around here. Name is Ado. Ado wants to jump on stream. So let's see how this goes, because it says that Ado, let me click this off so you all can see what I see. Ado says 115 cheats. So Ado, big ups to you. Thanks for jumping on. Thanks for coming over. This is entirely open to hear what from everybody. So it doesn't sound like you're a City fan. So what team do you support?
I am a City fan, Terry.
Oh, you're a City fan and you put 115 cheats.
Yes, we are officially back. The social media is on fire. 115 cheats are out. Oil Club is back. Everything left, right, and center. United fans are in tears. Everything is just going down, and it feels good to be back. We had a year off, where we were just, teetering here and there a little bit. And now we're officially back. A little bit of Semenyo news broke through, and it feels like everybody is just losing their heads left, right, and center. And then apparently there's a journalist that got sued by City earlier today.
Yes.
Lose his job and the whole nine. So honestly, it feels like one of those days where like, wow, what a time to be alive. What a time to be a Man City fan.
Yeah. So United fans were desperately clinging to the idea that they were going to be able to pick up Semenyo because, of course, they're the biggest club in the world. They're the biggest club in England. They're this, they're that. And so they just assumed that he was going to go to them. I saw people making comments about how, they listed out, and I should probably pull up the tweet, but they listed out players that we had both been in contention for. They listed out, for instance, Harry Maguire. They listed out Alexis Sanchez. And there were a couple others. I don't remember who else, but they listed out these players and said, all these players always choose United. So they just assumed that Semenyo was going to do the same thing. And my comment to them was simply, yeah, they chose money and then they all regretted it afterwards. Their pockets were fat. They had more money in their bank account, but they didn't have many trophies. So, and then not only that, all of the players that we lost, quote unquote, to them, or even to others. I mean, we've had people get, again, people don't have to come to City. That's not a requirement. But the reality is, I think they all tend to regret it when they don't, because it never goes as good wherever they're going, whether that be Arsenal, whether that be Liverpool, whether that be Chelsea, whether that be United. None of those teams have done as well as we have trophy wise over these last few years. So if you come to City, you're going to make good money. I'm not going to sit here and act like you're not, but more importantly, you're going to win trophies. And so that's the big thing. But United fans, I think they always cling to history. They keep telling us about history. We got this many trophies, all of them way in the past, and it doesn't matter.
And that's the thing about it, Tarek, is they're clinging on to the past so hard right now, is the fact that they don't have anything else to hold on to. I'm sorry, what did they finish last year? Was it 14, 15? Somewhere along the line, they finished very high. And apparently, what I kind of read so far is their manager has had, 13 wins in the last 12 months or something along the lines. It's been something ridiculous like that. But going back on the Semenyo news, I'm very happy that for once, not for once, but it just feels like a long time coming that like we actually got picked over the bigger clubs, if that makes sense.
Yeah, those historically big clubs. Yeah.
Yes, there was a lot of other big teams sniffing around him, and then he just came out and said, like, yeah, like I'm just gonna go to City, and I have bigger ambition to win, and I like their project a lot more. And for what it's worth, I mean, to me, this also feels like a big plus because this also just tells me that our owners, they don't play around. They really want us to be in the forefront of winning. They understand that we're not going to have Pep forever, but they do also understand that if Pep is allowed to rebuild the team how he sees fit, there's a bigger chance of him to keep extending and winning more and more and more. And I feel like that's just a big, huge plus for all of us is to have that type of ambition. Because when you look at all these other clubs, I'm sorry, it doesn't seem like a lot of them have that type of ambition going on. They're mostly in it for the money, for the revenue, for just getting that big name player and be like, oh, look who we got. Let's sell some kits here and there and stuff like that. But for us, it just feels like that. Hey, like we're here, we want to win now, and we're gonna invest into winning now. And if Pep is the one that wants to rebuild the second, third, fourth, or fifth team, let's give him the reins. Let's see what he can do. Because if we don't, like, who do we have out there that can kind of bring this sort of success? I don't feel like there's maybe three or four managers out there that can do what Pep has done. And it just feels really good to have the owners behind us like that, to be honest with you.
Yep. Big ups to everyone that has joined. There's a couple people that have said they have subscribed. I saw at least one notification come through from Steam Elements. Big ups to each and every one of you. Again, we're just recently kicking this thing off with, this is week number 10. I think I put on the thumbnail. So yeah, we've been doing this for 10 weeks. And again, this is an opportunity for you to come up and have your say. We're talking footy, soccer for us Americans, but footy or football. I talk sports of all sorts. So if you want to come on at some point, I might get to talking about my Miami Hurricanes because we had a big weekend as well. So again, if you're in the chat, if you're watching, whatever, and you want to jump on stream, click that link. But definitely appreciate each and every one of you for jumping on. So let me ask this question of you, and I want to hear your thoughts. But my guy Miami Snoopy said, "I'm surprised he chose us, to be honest, but that makes me feel better about his mindset." Were you surprised to see that he? And again, let me preface all of this by saying that no transfer is complete until you see Cheeky sitting at the table in the shaking hands or with the contract in front of the player. So until you see Semenyo holding up the jersey, the shirt, anything could happen, anything could change. But as of today, it feels like this is pretty much locked on, ready to go. Semenyo has wanted to get this out of the way early because again, I think the release clause that's in his contract, as I understand it, or as I've read, again, what do I know? But as I've read it, basically expires on January the 10th. So he wants to get everything locked down, out of the way, solidified early. And so he's been going through that, having all those discussions. But yeah, it is possible that anything could happen. That being said, are you surprised that he chose us? Were you surprised when you saw, I assume you've seen the tweets or the reports or whatever. Is that a surprise to you, or did you think it was always going to go this way?
I mean, to be honest with you, Farrag, I'm not gonna sit here and say, it was, oh, they're all gonna choose us or whatever. I was very surprised. I really wanted Works in the summer. I really was one of those fans where like, oh my god, what could have been? Oh my god, he could take the reins over after KDB, and you always have those like what could have been moments. And I was one of those fans where like, oh my god, I was really mad and upset at the board. I just felt like at the time I was like, why can't we bring in superstars to the team? Why are we not at the forefront of bringing your Hollands, your Mbappe's, your Vinny's, your the mega stars, the Vertzes of the world, etc., etc., etc. But then as the season went along, I kind of like stepped back and was like, okay, like that's not how we really operate, We don't really. And shout out to Martin, by the way. He's the one that also was saying was like, that's not how we really operate. As you can see, all these different types of level of players, they're coming through, and Pep is gonna coach them, and they become these superstars and they do what they do. I was really surprised that we got Donnarumma out of nowhere. That was the one that I was like, whoa, Like, okay, he really wants to play for us, even though Pep prefers Edison type of style player, etc. So I was like, wow, like that's I was like, that's very big because Donnarumma is a big, big, huge name. From Italy, AC Milan, and the whole nine. PSG won a treble, the everything. And then I was like, whoa, he really wants to come to City. And then as news started to break out, whatever, whatever, it was like Pep wanted Donnarumma before he wanted Ederson, and I was like, well, that kind of makes sense, but I don't understand why. Because from everything that I read forward, they were saying, oh, no, different style of play. You can teach him how to kick and all of that. And then now, fast forward, like, oh, Semenyo picked us, and I'm like, whoa, like that's really surprising. You had all these other clubs that you could have went to, but then I also was thinking about like, hey, like Chelsea's not in a title race. Liverpool is far away. Like Man United, what are we even talking about? Like there's he should have never been there. If it should have been, I know Arsenal was not gonna be in for him. But other than the those couple teams, like we were in the best position to for him to win a trophy in the next 12 to 16, 18 months, however long you want to put it on. I was very happy that he chose us. Obviously, like you said, anything can change from here on out. But I was very happy with that. And I know he's gonna do really good under Pep because I know that Pep is really going to be able to coach him, and he's going to really be able to get the best out of him. And one more thing, Tarek, we needed somebody that's powerful. I keep coming back to that word powerful all the time whenever I speak with somebody. It just rings a huge bell of KDB last year saying we are too soft. We are very soft in the midfield. We're very soft all around. And if you remember the Real Madrid game when the ball went over to Bernardo, their left back, Alvaro, he literally just bullied Bernardo off the ball like easily, and then counterattack, boom,
Yeah.
1-0. And we're
Yeah.
like,
I think,
I'm sorry, if we had a powerful player like Semenyo, that wouldn't happen. There's a guy that I watched earlier, Stephen McInerney posted about him.
yeah.
Sky Blue Times, it was saying that like Semenyo was like a top five player in like winning duels and winning headers and all these things. And I'm like, whoa, like that's like if the game is shifted that way, that's who we really need.
Yeah. To your point about pace and power, Matthew Hoyle, 31 said pace, power, and strength in all three attacking positions. With the class of Cherky and Foden, Merry Christmas. And again, talking about Doku on the left, Semenyo on the right, you got Holland through the middle. Again, you got all the pace, all the power, all the strength. All of them can hold the ball up. We've seen Doku when he's healthy. Of course, we know he's hurt. But Doku, when he's healthy, it's hard to get that man off the ball, which is why he becomes that outlet. We can play the ball, those long diagonals out left to him on the left, and then him one-on-one is a nightmare for anybody. We're going to have something very similar, I think, with Semenyo on the right. So it's going to be great to see. Big up, Louis, man. You doing all right, brother?
Big up, brother. Yeah, all good. How about you?
Doing well, man. Glad to have you.
And you as well. Good to speak to you as well, AD.
So we talked about whether or not he would choose us, and we kind of commented on one of Snoopy's comments. But just to, I guess I didn't star that one. I'll go back and find it. But he said it could create selection headaches, but those are good problems. The addition of Semenyo creates selection headaches because, again, we have another wonderful option in the midst that we just got to get minutes for. We've seen people, and we won't go too far into it right now, but we've seen people like Omar Marmoush, great player, but not really getting the minutes this season that maybe he got towards the end of last season when Holland was out, so on and so forth. So again, I know that he was going off to AFCON, so I like to believe that the reason he hasn't played as much is just because.
By the way, he did good yesterday for
gotta
Egypt.
go. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about AFCON here in a little bit, or at least that's my plan. But of course, you all as the audience and the folks on the stream and everybody, you guys get to decide where we go. So I got some ideas, but we'll let it go. But going back to Snoopy, he said the reason, for clarity's sake, the reason I was surprised is because other teams could have offered guaranteed starter minutes and regular Champions League football. He still chose us, which is big. And again, I think somebody, I saw this comment. for Magnus,
Magnus.
Pep Pulling Power, PPP, the P3, P cubed, Pep Pulling Power. I love it because we know, again, when Pep reaches out, it's hard to tell him no. Big up to Spartacus. Big up, brother. Glad to have you.
Evening, lads. How are you guys doing?
Doing well,
Sick,
man.
man.
Doing well.
Sick, man.
You guys are welcome to stay on. I know, Ado, you're welcome to stay on as long as you want. This is I think your first time on, but you can stay on as long as you want. But if you need to drop, that's fine too. We certainly appreciate all the engagement, all the folks jumping on, everybody having their say. It makes the stream go well. Do me a favor, if you haven't already, go ahead, hit those like and subscribe buttons. I know I've seen a couple people encouraging folks in the chat. It's really important. It will help me as I try to build this channel and this stream specifically. This year I've just tried to be consistent with the one time a week. Most of you guys know me from other folks' streams. I'm on with LB, I'm on with Martin, I've been on with MHF, I've been on with Mo and Hussam on their individual channels. So I've done a lot of different guesting spots, but now I'm trying to, and of course I always got my Shades of Blue family that I'm on with every week, always. So just trying to do a little something different on my own as well. But in order for that to grow, I need you guys' support. So the way that happens, you hit that like button, likes the stream. Let's YouTube know that you enjoy what you're hearing. But then also hit that subscribe button. I think we are, I don't even know what it is now. It's upwards of 180 something. I really would love, so Christmas is in 2 days, right? I don't know how many people on here may not have already subscribed, but there's a strong possibility that we can get to 200 even before we end the stream today, possibly. I don't know. Maybe we can do that. But definitely if we can hit 200 before the turn of the year, that would be great. And we just want to continue to grow from there. So big ups to each and every one of you that are here and those that have subscribed and liked the video. All right. So, Louis, tell me what's your thoughts about Semenyo?
Buzzing. I was like earlier on today when the Chelsea news broke. I was chatting to a mate, like on DMs, and said about it just felt like a media game. It's just that 11th hour, get some sort of knowledge in whatsoever, and then if they get encouragement, it's like we've won it at the last minute. If not, we're happy. Like it's the same media stick sort of thing.
Let me jump in real quick. So there's a question from Joe H6115. The question is it supposed to be a portrait stream? So I'm doing something different. West Ham, I'm looking at the title. StreamYard allows you to stream what they call it Mars is the buzzword for it, but multiple aspect ratio streams. So I can stream one time today and it goes both to the shorts feed in a vertical stream and the normal typical video timeline and what have you as just a normal horizontal screen. So depending on where you are watching, you can see it in either of those aspect ratios. It just depends on where you're at inside of YouTube, I suppose. As far as I know, that it just you can choose which way you want to look at it. Now, again, I've never done it before. I've just tried it today to see what happens. So, Joe, I assume you saw it from the portrait stream, so in the shorts feed. So big ups to you. That lets me know it's at least going there. I think, Louis, did you say you were over? Oh no, was that Magnus who said that he was over there and didn't realize? I think all the comments are supposed to come in one. Now, I think over there, he's probably only seeing the comments for people that are in the shorts feed. So if you're watching portrait, you probably in your chat, you probably only see the ones that people on the portrait side have posted, unless I put it on the stream. I see all of them, so I can put any of them up there. But if I don't put it up there, you probably only see the ones from the people that are on the portrait stream, and the people that are on the typical horizontal probably see only the ones that are on the horizontal feed. So if you're watching on one, I'm assuming most of the engagement is on the horizontal. So if it's not active enough over there, if it's not engaging enough, get out of the shorts feed, come back over on the other side. You'll be able to see many more of the comments, even the ones that I'm not putting up on the stream. So hopefully that's not confusing. Hopefully it makes sense, and we'll see what these numbers is looking like when it's all said and done. But again, if you are on the portrait feed, just drop me a little comment and say watching from shorts feed or something like that. Let me know you're over there. And then let me know how it works. I can see what it looks like on my screen here, but nobody else probably can. So let me know if you like this or not. Anyway, Magnus said, doesn't take much to confuse me. That's funny. All right, Spartacus. So I saw some comments from you. I didn't get a chance to highlight them all to bring them over. Tell me about your thoughts on Semenyo.
Well, I'm a little bit torn on the Semenyo deal, to be honest.
You're a little bit what on the deal?
Torn a little bit.
Okay.
Because no doubt he's a very good player. Very, very, very good player. But, and I do understand that attacking is a brilliant proposition to have a front three of Turkey, Doku, Haaland, with Foden and Doku, Haaland, and Semenyo in the front three, with Turkey and Foden behind them to create. Just like we used to do when we had KDB, David Silva, and Fernandinho in the middle of the park. But I don't think we have a six in the club, especially because we're playing in transition more than ball possession, that can handle that much defensive work because of the lack of defensive work of the other two midfielders. Foden is very good defensively, but he doesn't have the strength and physicality to get stuck in and get on tackles. So he can't be the main guy helping Rodri. He has to be one of that third guy who supports him. And Turkey doesn't have enough defensive output to be that also auxiliary player on the right side. So I don't think that you can play that, especially in the big games. In smaller side, you might be able to do that, but in the big games, I don't think you will be able to. And then we move into where does he play then? Because I think on the right side, I would rather see Turkey than Semenyo. And on the left side, I would rather see Doku than Semenyo. So in my view, he's a very, very, very good player that doesn't start for us. Kind of like how Marmoush is right now. Very, very, very good player that doesn't start.
Well, so yeah, he may not start fully healthy. Obviously, we know Doku is out at least for another couple. They said potentially back around the beginning of January. So if he comes back right away, then maybe that, to your point, there's going to be him playing as kind of cover for both sides.
8 days time.
Yeah. So if first is 8 days. So the 8 days is the earliest we could even sign him. When is the first game? When is the first match after that?
It's the interesting thing. I can't remember the last I think the last time it happened. Go on, Eddie.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say Semenyo plays Chelsea on the 30th, and Man City play Chelsea on the 4th. So he can play Chelsea twice possibly.
That's funny. Now, if we actually have a deal in place, then I would not expect him to play on the 30th. Just being honest. No. If I've already got him locked down, I don't think he should be playing much any more matches between now and then. Now, maybe just a couple minutes here and there just to keep some minutes in his legs. But you don't have him go out there and potentially get hurt and jeopardize $65 million. Especially if I'm him, I know I'm leaving in 8 days' time. I'm not going to get hurt between now and then. I would expect them to kind of shut him down. I haven't looked at the schedule yet. I don't know. You just said he's going to play on the 30th. I don't know if he has another game in between now and then. But
he's got
the weekend
because they're playing. I think because they're playing Bournemouth are playing Chelsea on the 30th. They probably got a game on the 27th because obviously the only game on Boxing Day is United and Newcastle, which is I don't get that at all because it's meant to be the whole day just full of fixtures. But
That's how it used to be, and it's disappointing as an American for that to go away because
I think something like maybe, I don't know if it's Sky in England over here or like for people in America for Comcast because they own Sky Sports now.
Yeah.
So they might have done some weird sort of like make it a normal match day for after Christmas, and then the rest of the fixtures up to early January have them all be on telly. But it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, Cisco says, I implore all of us to look at Doku's injury record. We need to manage his minutes. I think that is where Semenyo picks up extra minutes as well. Yeah, I mean, every player, if they are overplayed, runs the risk of injury. We know that Doku has had some muscular issues in the past, just, super muscular dude, and he just puts a lot of, I mean, I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to sit here and try to explain why he picks up those injuries, but he does, unfortunately. And so, yeah, he can't play every match. He's going to need rest. We still have Savio available. I know for a lot of people that's not something they're open to or interested in, but we do have that other option as well. So I'm excited about this addition. I think that it just gives us one more option, one more way to mix it up, and another valuable piece when things aren't going well. We can bring off the bench to change it, or we can, depending upon the matchup in the game, we can bring on from the beginning and still have one of those other guys to come on afterwards as a change up, if you will, if things don't go well. So again, it's better to have. Big up Kelkster, I'm gonna get to you in a minute, but it's better to have, to use a Martin phrase, you talk about different keys for different locks. The more keys you have, the more locks you can unlock, right? So I'll take all the keys because I'll have many, many more options. Big up Kelkster, glad to have you.
Hello.
Hey,
So we're talking through thoughts on the Semenyo pickup. I give the caveat that until he's holding the jersey and the shirt, and I said earlier with Cheeky, because that was always the picture that he took, Cheeky sitting there smiling while the other guy's signing his contract. They staged that picture. Of course, it's not Cheeky anymore. It's Hugo Viana, but but it's always going to be Cheeky to me because it was just so that was how I knew it. So until he actually is taking that picture, it's not going to happen. We know nothing can happen until January 1st at the earliest, but it feels, for all intents and purposes, to be completely locked up. So what are your thoughts, Kelkster?
I have to wait and see on this one. I just
I don't
know.
Not going all in from the beginning.
I'll back him if he's wearing a blue shirt.
Of course.
No doubt about that. But I think we need a midfielder more than a winger. But
you
I think a midfielder is going to be too difficult to get in January. So I would even say maybe a center back is a higher priority. But yeah, I mean, maybe Pep has something up his sleeve that none of us can think of, and he'll just surprise us, and we'll come and sucker punch everyone in the second half of the season. I don't know. We'll see.
Kelsey, you're gonna be annoyed if he takes Marmouse's minutes.
Marmouche already has no minutes, so
you asked the question that Brianna Citizen, forgive me if I jacked your name up, I apologize, but thank you for being here. But she asked that question, and I was gonna wait. I was gonna let Kels warm up a little bit before I dropped this bomb on her. Yeah, I know you're a big.
A little bit of reputation on that one.
I know you're a big Marmouche fan.
I'm in the same position as Kels with Marmouche.
Can I
question to ask
add something? Semenyo can play up front alongside in the front three anywhere, left, striker, right. Marmouche cannot do that. I feel like he can only play as a striker or behind the striker, and that's why they're bringing in Semenyo. It's because he can rotate out of all three of those positions seamlessly, and I feel like, and we play 70+ games a season. There's no way that Haaland is going to play all 70 of those games. He physically can't. We tried that with Rodri, and look what happened to him. He came off he played what 5,000 minutes, and then bam, his ACL went the next season. So I feel like that. I feel like Pep and the team, they're kind of learning by saying, "Hey, we can't keep doing this to these players because we have so many games. We need to get a rotation going." That's why we were so good back in the day, winning all those trophies and everything, is because we had the proper rotation. We had what Foden, Mahrez, who else? Kyle Walker on the bench when we won the treble. I mean, that just tells you that the rotation and the quality that we had at the time. And I feel like what Pep is doing right now, he's going for that kind of same formula, but with just a little bit of better players.
With
Hey,
that, like with you, I'm talking
Can
about
I-
the treble. It's basically with the treble. We had Alvarez as a really good backup to Haaland, even played alongside him at points, and even in the season after. Marmoush, I get this, like saying he's the backup striker, but he's not.
Yeah, he's
Like
not really a
yesterday,
striker. That's the problem.
You watching the game yesterday with Egypt, he is not an out and out striker. He'll always come for the ball. He'll try, and if he gets that opportunity to shoot, that first half shot, he nearly scored.
So are you
And
suggesting that, and Spartacus, I heard you, so I'm gonna get to you in just a second. I do want to get to you. But Louis, are you suggesting that he plays, because he's obviously, he was up top for Egypt as far as the sheet says. Are we suggesting that maybe he's playing in the 9, but maybe he's playing more as a false 9, the way that he plays it? He's dropping in between, coming for the ball, making defenders either choose to come with him and get out of position or leave him and he gets lost in between. So you're not saying he can't play up top, but the way that he plays is going to look quite a bit different than Haaland, because Haaland is a big physical borderline target man, right? You can just kick the ball up to him, play that long ball. He's got the strength and the physicality to hold the ball up while everyone else comes into play. Whereas it doesn't feel like Marmoush is that guy.
Marmoush is like, he showed it last season. Like, look at most of his goals. Like the goal against Bournemouth, the goal against Brighton. He literally one touch out of his feet and just like he just pops out and shows. Basically, sorry to put a Kendrick line in there. And he just does that. Like he just shoots on sight on like whenever the possibility comes to him. He's not. When there's so many players around the box, that's not his area of expertise. He's better to have that area to know that he's got the chance to make a moment possible.
So Spartacus, what were you going to say a few minutes ago?
Because this is the thing. Yes, we had a brilliant squad during the treble. Yes, but that squad was built during 7 years. And if you go back and actually analyze those years before the treble, we always had about 17 very, very good players, a core of 17. 17 is the number where everybody can have a decent amount of minutes. You were able to keep Mahrez happy because KDB used to regularly get injuries, and then you'd send Bernardo Silva into the middle of the park, and you could use Mahrez. But the season where you couldn't really just send Bernardo to the middle of the park because Pep found a different way to deploy the system, which was Alvarez being the midfielder instead of Bernardo Silva. This was when Mahrez just literally went to the ball and said, "I want to go," because he wasn't having any game time. Any meaningful game time, really. And I think I can see a very similar thing going on with the squad for the next season. I don't see, because right now we have as wingers Shirky, Marmoush, Savio, Doku, and Semenyo. Not even going to count Bob. None of those is particularly injury prone aside from Doku. So all of them are going to be fit for most of the time, and none of them are particularly versatile to the point where they can play midfield where we usually get injuries. So they are really just out and out wingers. Most of them can play either side, but again, just on the wing. They can't really go into as midfielders. So this is where I'm very confused with the Semenyo signing, because I think the club is already looking at somebody going in the summer. I don't think it's going to be Savio.
So, okay, I was going to say,
they?
you are the founder of the SDG, the Savinho's Defense Group. But I have a question for you from Brianna. She says, with Ornstein hitting that Tottenham may come back in and improve on 70 million. Does anyone other than Spartacus turn that down? Now, I gotta clarify. I do have to clarify that I don't believe that there was ever an official £70 million offer on the table. And I say that based on a interview that Crunk, who is on here, or at least he was, if he's still listening, Crunk Chocolate from Shades of Blue did with Jack Gaughan. We had an interview with Jack Gaughan on our channel. And he asked, and they talked about this, and Jack Gaughan said there was never actually a £70 million offer. They talked about, they want the player, definitely. But as far as I know, or as far as we're being told, there was never an official £70 million offer on the table. But that being said, there's going to be let's assume that there's an offer. Do you take it? Or do you think his upside is too high to let Savio go at this point?
I mean, if he wants to go, then I'd say let him go. That's a fair offer for him, but I don't get the feeling that he wants to leave. I think he wants to get better under Pep, and I don't think he's like this bum that everybody makes him out to be. I actually like Savinho, and I think he's starting to find his form. He's finding some confidence, and I know the season started out kind of rough for him, but he showed last season he's a good player, and I think I'd want to keep that on the squad if I can. But if he wants to go, then that's a very fair offer.
I would also let him go. By the way, like. 70 million is a decent amount of money.
Spark,
I think it's
you shouldn't say that with your tag.
Everybody.
You shouldn't say that with your tag. You shouldn't say that with
your
tag.
No, the thing is, I think it's better for everybody. The fan base is already done with Savio. I don't think there's anything that he can do to get the fan base back on his side, unless he becomes prime Messi overnight. He can have like 9 games.
If he turns up like Doku has, because Doku was being criticized last season.
Not as much as Savio is right now.
Well, you don't think?
Yeah, there's like major City accounts, like they were absolutely just slaughtering Savinho after every single game, like because he had a couple of rough cameos and.
See, I feel like Doku got slaughtered too. I think if we go back and look at last season, Doku was getting slaughtered too. I think the reality is there was a lot of get him, and this is the same. I'm not suggesting that one is worse than the other. I think that they're both getting crucified. Probably unfairly, right? I think both players have talent. Both players have a high upside, and they're still trying to produce that level of play consistently. But there's a lot of get this guy out of my club, XYZ, whatever, and that happens for both of them, which is unfortunate. So I don't mean to pit one versus the other as far as who's had it worse from the fan base. I just think as a fan base, we should be better at supporting the players that are on our club.
Yeah, but my thing with Savio and why I think it's done for him, people are sending his family death threats. That's the point that he got to, and it's not just to him; it's to his wife. His kids know because they don't have social media, but if they did, like the kid is like 4 years old. It's a little bit messed up to be sending death threats to a 4-year-old, but hey ho. I think the Savio situation is going way too out of hand. It's like it's the same. I think Savio right now is the same level that happened to not to Walker. I think Walker got worse, but to Edison and to Akanji, I think it's at the same level. So I think he should just go. And I think Savio is going to be one of the best wingers on the planet. I really do think so, because really his only downside right now is his finishing. The guy can't finish, but if he's able to improve that finish even by 50% and he starts getting consistently like 6 or 7 goals, the assist numbers are already there. He's already getting 13, 14 assists a season. So if he's able to get 7 or 8 more goals, that's 22 goals and assists per season. That's very, very good. Those are very good numbers. So I think it's better for both sides if he just go. I don't think he will. By the way, I know Pep absolutely loves him, and that whole thing that came in the summer that Ferran Soriano stopped the transfer. Not really true. He doesn't have that kind of power. The one that does is Pep, and Pep actually loves Savio. He wants Savio to do well at City because he can see that the kid is very talented and he's very hard worker. He's a very hard worker and he's also very humble. So, but I do think that that he should be going. I do think so.
The funny thing is, the last
Fan base
few
don't
games as
deserve
well, like the last few games that he's actually played for us, I think since Real Madrid, he's been really good.
Yeah, he was very that kicked it off. I totally agree, man. He's been excellent in some of these cameos lately.
It's like it can turn around, but I'm with Spartacus with it's probably unlikely if they get an offer of the same amount that they did. It'll be hard for them to reject it.
By the way, the offer for 70 million never came. Never came.
Yeah,
What
the
Spurs
70 million
and
never came.
even to this day, what Spurs want to happen is for Savio to kick up a fuss and force a move out, which is never going to happen. Never going to happen.
I mean,
Savio will
Spartacus,
never do that.
he kind of did that to himself in the summer,
No.
posting all those pictures in his home gym working out, and then he had the suitcase and everything. I mean,
Look,
like,
I shouldn't be saying this because the person who told me not to say to anybody, but fuck it. Those pictures were not to force a move out, was to dig the person that forced him not to be with the squad during the transfer rumors.
so then he has bad people around him advising him
Yeah.
really poorly.
Yeah, he does.
Wait, someone at the
He
club
does.
was telling him to get
I was gonna say
out?
it had to be somebody somebody told him he can't go as long as you're having this conversation with Tottenham. You need to stay here, is what it sounds like.
And Spartacus,
Yeah,
No,
indeed.
not really. What happened was he got an injury because he has a chronic issue in his tibia, I think. So he had that recurring injury coming back in the early days of the season. And then he needed to, it's nothing bad, right? Like it's just a pain that comes in and out every now and again. And the treatment is very simple, but he was having those issues at the beginning of the season. And then he was treating it at the club, but then somebody at the club told him to stay at home.
Okay.
And then everything started to kick off because he was very angry at that.
Interesting.
That is weird that someone at the club would stay home. Like what?
I
Well,
can tell you
I
in
guess-
the games later.
Yeah. I guess on one hand, if you think if there's a potential to hurt himself further, then of course you want him to stay and whatever. But again, why couldn't he have traveled or whatever? It is a interesting, and maybe the person who told him, and again, this is all conjecture because I don't know who these people are. Obviously Spartacus does, and we'll get this secret. You can share this secret with only the however many of us on this stream. It won't go anywhere. I promise it won't. Everybody make a promise. Hold up your right hand. We're all going to agree that Spartacus is going to tell us, and we're going to keep it to ourselves. We're not going to post it in social media. Okay, no one's making that agreement. So, but yeah, there's I'm sure there's reasons why, and maybe the person who was hoping he would stay is a person that was maybe hoping he would take the deal, or we would get to make that move or whatever. I don't know. But it is interesting. For Savio, but there's no doubt in my mind that Savio, amongst many, will be impacted by the addition of Semenyo. But again, we talked about, and you'll hear LB will be the first to say it's about competition for spaces. No one has a guaranteed spot. Everybody has to fight for their position. They talk about how, our wingers were, the depth in our wingers were so great the years before, and including the year that we won the treble. So again, Pep is a manager that knows how to deal with that rotation. We've done it in the past. Nobody's always happy. There are people who are going to be disappointed at times, but everyone should know, at least I believe everyone should know, that if you go out there and you perform on the pitch, Pep will continue to play you. You may not get all of the chances that you like, but when you get it, you have to take it.
Exactly, Tarek. I like that you said that because Pep did the same exact thing in that Champions League game. He said, here's brand new 11. Go prove me wrong. Tell me what you can do. And look what happened. They literally just all shit the bed. And then Pep is like, this is the reason why you guys are not getting picked.
Yeah, and then but to be fair,
But
to be fair, a lot of them played in this last match when we rotated. We didn't rotate as heavily, and then we won, and they played quite a bit better. Now maybe going out there not performing and hearing Pep kind of slate you, maybe that made them get it together. I don't know, but they did seem to get it together this last match that we played. So
I do think also making 10 changes is a little bit throwing the players
and that's why I say I think we made 7. We made 7 this last match. I think Pep even realized, okay, maybe that's a stretch too far. We still want to have rotation, but maybe 10 changes is a bit much. So he did only make 7, which again gives a lot of people a rotation and a chance to get some rest, but yet gives you a little bit more continuity and familiarity on the pitch, because again, a lot of those people aren't playing very often. So, there's a lot of conversation about whether people might leave. Players will have the urge to play, difficult to press that urge. And again, we've seen that in the past where people who don't play as much or don't, in the case of Julian Alvarez, who we brought up earlier, not just didn't play because he did play, but he didn't play in the position that he wanted to play. Those kinds of players, that it will always happen. And, that's why, it might be 1 or 2 that we have to move on each summer or whatever it is and bring in reinforcements. But it's a good question or good problem to have, I suppose.
I'll just say rivals are already crying. They're like, "Hey, you guys spend more money." I'm like, "Go eat it, man. Who cares?"
Yeah,
we're rich, biatch. You know what? Get over it.
Yeah, that was the statement at the beginning. We know we're back when everyone is complaining, when 115 is raising its head, when Nick Harris is coming on, got what he's got to say. We know that we are.
Asan cooked him. Asan and Stefan completely cooked him on
Don't
Twitter.
forget his burner account, the Magic Top Hat.
No, yeah, it does feel that way.
No, it's that's definitely an Arsenal fan.
Oh, the Magic Top Hat is
it's not
Nick Harris, allegedly.
I know Magic Top Hat is an Arsenal fan. It feels like they might be one and the same. They may not be. They have the same. At the end of the day, they have the same feelings, agenda, right? To try to paint the club in a bad light. So let's pivot to this Nick Harris character, journalist, or I'll call him a journalist. Maybe I should say so-called journalist. I don't know.
You say journalist. I'll do it in quotes, like in comments.
Yeah, air quotes.
I can't say the word that I want to say about him, so I just won't say anything.
Yeah. Let's not get Derek demonetized.
Exactly. That's why.
Well, we got to get me monetized first. So big ups to everybody. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's get me monetized first, and then I can protect the monetized and not get me demonetized. Yeah, and then I won't get demonetized. But either way, we don't want to get ourselves in any trouble. But yeah, it is interesting that he says that the club, and I'm gonna pull up his tweet because I want to find it. But he said that the club basically tried to get him fired.
To be honest, I actually hope this story is true, because I would love to see us go full rampage on everybody after 115. Once a verdict comes in, if our name is cleared, I want us to go after everyone. Go after the YouTubers, go after the media, the Sky Sports, go after everyone and absolutely crush them. Give me the Doran Martell, like I'm playing the long game, man. Like just give me, go and just go and sue everybody and put these guys out of business, because some of them are millionaires and they have the money to pay the rumor has it that what's his face, the goldfish guy is multi-millionaire. Go sue him. Go take all his money. Like, I want to do it. Just the amount of crap we've had to deal with for years, just go bleed them dry.
I
I'm out for
agree.
vengeance.
I agree wholeheartedly with that. To be honest with you, this media nonsense. They've been getting away with murder, left, right, and center, calling for Pep 115. All of this nonsense. I'm all for just sue the living hell out of them, and let's see what you gotta say now. A lot of these people, they don't understand that. Hey, like, you can say whatever you want on Twitter, whatever, that's cool. But like, when you're messing with somebody's money, i.e., the club's money, and you're calling them all these things have consequences. And the consequences are you will get sued, you will possibly lose your job, and whatever else comes with that. And I'm sorry, but that's all they're doing because they all, it's, I get it. We're in a social media world. Everybody wants clicks. Everybody wants this. Everybody wants to get monetized. Let me hide behind a paywall so nobody can see, nobody can read. The people that want to support me, they can buy it, whatever, da 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 da. Just like that sporting intel guy, right there, hiding behind a paywall, thinking nothing's gonna happen. He's untouchable, and all of his little minions are gonna run to him, and they're gonna read his stuff, and they're gonna back him up and stuff like that. I'm sorry, the real world does not work like that.
And you can see. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No. Go ahead, Derek.
Oh, I was going to say, you can see his original tweet revealed Manchester City legal letters where the main aim was to get me sacked. He's making himself the main character in this story. Again, he continues to come for City, continues to come for the club. He's got so much. But then to your point about getting clicks, and then this is what is really giving away the aim here. Please, Manchester City fans, please keep tweeting and retweeting about this. You're driving traffic and paying subscribers to my site. Merry Christmas. Again, he's generating likes and clicks, and he's basically benefiting from telling this story about how City tried to get him fired. Again, trying to make himself the center of this focus. Again, forgetting the fact of all the things that he has said about City and all the things that, down through the years, because again, this has been going on for 3 years at this point, that he has said. And we've always said the club will never sue, the club will never make a big deal about it. Club will just let it go. And so many people on the other side have been, hey, we want to big ups MHF, appreciate you guys, but we want the club to sue because we want to see the club take a strong stance against people like this, right? We want to see it happen, and unfortunately, for years, we've just kind of sat back as a club and let people say what they want to say, throw all the rocks, hide their hands, and act as if they didn't say anything. And now, according to this, it seems like maybe the club actually did send letters and say, listen, your journalist has an agenda. Your journalist is not objective. Your journalist, this, that, and the other. I don't know if anywhere in there it said that, we demand he be fired. And again, I'm not gonna drive any clicks to this guy's site, but it is just interesting. And again, as we stated earlier, we know we're back when this is the kind of commentary that we're seeing everywhere we go, because again, no one can handle the fact that City. Let's be fair. They thought that last year was who we were or who we are. They thought that if we they're never going to be back. They fell off last season. Their defense is crap, this, that, and the other. Oh, they're done. City's time is over. Pep's going to leave, yada, yada, boom, boom. They all had so much to say. But the reality is that we're sitting right there, 2 points off second place, or 2 points off the top, while all those other teams are falling behind, and we're right there. So,
Nick Harris too, is I think he in particular has written some really damaging pieces about about it being blood money and all these terrible things about Sheikh Mansour and Khalduna Mubarak, and that's when it becomes kind of political because these are actually foreign dignitaries. Like Sheikh Mansour is the vice president of the United Arab Emirates, and so when you're insinuating that he's committed fraud, you're basically insinuating, that the vice president of a country is doing terrible things. And, his number one man, Khalduna Mubarak, who helps run that, helps him with his job running the country and is a foreign dignitary. It's like, that becomes really like it becomes personal. So that's another reason why I would support going after him in particular, and anyone else who's written these kind of disparaging things about these two individuals and by association.
Yeah, so
that man was on live TV shaking Donald Trump's hand, and they were talking shop left, right, and center. Do you really think that you're gonna prove
about the tangerine
to be guilty of fraud? Do you know how hard it is to prove fraud? I do fraud as it's my career, and it's very
you commit
hard.
fraud. No, I'm just kidding. You said you do fraud. You said you do fraud. Your career is doing fraud.
Drug dealer on the spaces. He's the fraudster.
Yeah,
he's a money lender. No, I'm kidding.
I do compliance, which entails
yeah. I was just kidding, man.
Sanctions, fraud, and all that. It's very hard to prove fraud on somebody. It's super hard. So for Premier League to kind of like prove it, that's why it's taking so long, because they don't know what to do.
They know that they got themselves into they're in between a rock and a hard place.
They overcharged. I'm not naive to think there's nothing you can point to and say, well, that's probably not quite right or whatever. I'm not naive, whatever. But at the end of the day, I think they overcharged, and now they're trying to figure out how to get out of this without in save face. But the reality is, I don't know that they can. This is again this tweet here from Nick Harris at Sporting Intel is frustrating because I don't need to keep quiet anymore because of Man City's intimidation, because I work for myself. If you want answers about what is really happening, with 115, ask reporters of every credible news source publicly about their own interactions with the club on this subject. No, I wonder if maybe you're the only one that the club has had an issue with, because you're like, it is so egregious, the behavior, that they have to say something about it. But again, this is all to position himself as a victim, and to make himself
the whole the witch, like, there's no other way of putting it. There's been a witch hunt for, I actually can't remember how long it's been, but that whole pack, like the big one was after the FA Cup final where we won we won all the English trophies that season, 18-19.
Oh yeah,
we won the domestic quad. Yeah.
And like, I can't remember if it's Miguel Delaney or whoever, but there's a whole pack of them, and they've been utter fucking clowns this whole time, and he's like some like team like City in football, like Lewis Hamilton in Formula One. I don't know in basketball and NFL. There's always that one team that you're able to just put their name in it, and boom, it just raises the stakes even that much more. And I can't stand it. I can't stand it for the life of me anymore. And these fucking dickheads need to get what's given to them, because they don't realize it, but they should, because they're just fucking irritating.
So I want
think
to.
there's anything wrong with Lewis Hamilton.
Looks like there's nothing wrong with the Patriots. That's okay, Spartacus.
Hey, San Mateo's finest there, Tom Brady. Holla at your boy. I grew up in the same town as Tom Brady, so my one claim to fame.
Where?
San Mateo, California. That's where
California.
I grew up.
For some reason, I thought he was from. Oh no. That's
No.
Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter's from Michigan.
He came from Michigan.
Yeah.
He went to Michigan for college, but no, he's from the Bay. He's
okay.
It's right near the San Francisco airport. That's where I grew up.
Fair enough. I'm not a Tom Brady fan. I live in Indiana, so in the Peyton Manning versus Tom Brady issues, or rivalry, I was rooting for Peyton Manning, but we'll see.
I'm a Giants
Peyton's
fan,
old team got their butts kicked last night. Hey.
I'm a Giants fan, so I love Tom Brady. He gave us 2 Super Bowl rings. I can't.
That's funny.
Spartacus is like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm completely lost here, lads.
Yeah, don't worry
I
about
went
it.
fishing.
All you got to
I
do,
went fishing.
if you need because again, this is a football stream, right? Football, American football, regular football, it's all the same. It's football to me. So if you want a team to support, start on the college ranks and root for the University of Miami. That's what you do. You root for them,
Stanford,
and
baby, let's go.
and you'll be fine. It is a great. We are probably as hated at the University of Miami as Man City is hated. We have haters everywhere. They just hate us. So it will fit very well for you. So go ahead and do that. I want to go back to the.
They're playing NFL games in Sao Paulo now, so just go to an NFL game.
I was gonna say the NFL's everywhere.
When the 49ers go to Sao Paulo, I'm going. I'm just going to tell you that now. I'll buy you a ticket. You can come. And I'll show you what American football is.
Swipe, tell me who's your team. I want to know. Please don't tell me you're a Notre Dame fan. That's all I ask. Just don't tell me you're a Notre Dame fan.
Yeah, get out.
So I want to revisit the poll that I put up.
Am I an F1 fan for some strange reason or something?
What's that?
Am I an F1 fan or something?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah.
Fair
Colorado
enough.
Boulder.
My two best friends are Formula One fans. You should talk to them.
Colorado. So I watched a movie the other day that had it was like the F1 movie on Apple. That's as close as I got to F1.
Damson Idris.
Yeah.
Next Black Panther.
That's what I've heard. Maybe that'll happen. So we'll see.
The girl was the Black Panther now.
Well, she was, but
No,
they're going to kind of reboot it.
That's Lita White.
Oh, they did the movie flop, and they're like, yeah, this girl power thing. ain't
No.
working.
I don't think it flopped. I just think that they probably had other stories that they wanted to tell that featured him, and so I don't know. I don't know. Isn't Tom Brady the minority owner of Birmingham FC? I believe he is.
He is.
I said I saw that on a documentary somewhere where he called out the notorious Wayne Rooney.
I think the Americans are realizing that's where the money is they're going after the lower division football teams. Because I have a friend who's startup rich, and he just invested in an Italian team.
Oh, so Kels is big time. She's got
I got a friend.
She's got friends that are minority owners of football teams. Man, it must be nice to be Kels.
She's got connections, mate. She's got connections.
That's all I'm waiting for.
Yeah, I always
going to Sicily. What is it? Calgary, whatever their name is.
Yeah.
I can't say their name.
So there's a Powerball. So there's the lottery here in the U.S. And it's the Powerball lottery. I think it's the Powerball that is like $1 billion again or something like that.
It's 1.7 is what I read.
So almost $2 billion. That's even better. So I've always said that if I become independently wealthy, let's say I won $1.7 billion. I've already said I'm part of my money. I'm going to talk to the sheikh. I want a part of Man City. I want to own a piece of it. It doesn't have to be a large piece. I just need a piece of the club. So guys should.
That's who my friend is. He's like he. I guess a fund that he invests in is buying a piece of the team.
Fair enough.
He was telling me dollar amounts, and I'm like, oh, that's not very much at all. I don't even know what percent. It's probably. I would guess it's less than 1%.
One of the players of the NBA team I work for is a minority owner in Leeds.
Well, actually, the American team, the San Francisco 49ers,
they're not part of Red Bull.
Yeah.
Leeds also.
They're not part of Red Bull, are they?
The Niners are somehow.
No,
the Niners are involved in Leeds. That's all I know.
York. Yeah, Red Bull.
The York family is
sponsor.
Involved.
Yeah, Red Bull have the main sponsor of Leeds.
Yeah, JJ Watt, we know, owns Burnley. He's a part owner there.
Burnley.
Somebody said that's Russell Westbrook.
Oh, is he?
Westbrook.
Yeah, West. So a little something about those U.S. sports, Westbrook. But I don't want to kill the guy. He's been a really good player for a long time.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the tickets prices for the finals of the World Cup?
50 grand.
Joe. That's a joke.
Well, if you're Swipe, his company is a sponsor of the World Cup. Who's getting World Cup tickets? What company do you work for, and what are you hiring for right now? I will take any job.
Oh, apparently, okay. Let's see. Ownership group is for Leeds.
To be fair to Snoopy, he said he's not referring to Russell, and I didn't want to put that out there because
it is Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
I looked it up.
Well, but
Russell
he's not
Westbrook,
referring to Westbrook.
Apparently, Larry Nance Jr., Jordan Spieth, and
Oof, swipe.
They're involved with the 49ers.
Yeah.
Swipe. I applied at Coinbase for fraud AML. Can you hook me up?
Oh, he applied at Coinbase. Interesting. So
Russell
Ado, is that you
Crowe?
who said you applied for Coinbase?
Yeah. I applied for Coinbase. They had a anti-money laundering a position open up, and I applied. I think maybe like a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
That's dope. So this stream, we talk footy, we get people jobs, we talk about part owners. So I've always said that I'm working on a stream where I'm going to talk about rivalries in sports rivalries across the world. But I'm not going to do that today. But there's another idea that I've been floating around in my mind. It's just the idea. It is a statement like dudes naming dudes, right? You just name some random player from some, so like if we started with City, of course, I live in Fort Wayne. Well, I shouldn't have said that out loud. There's 239 of you on here. Big ups to MHF for the raid. I appreciate you all. Thanks for everybody that's been here. So I shouldn't have said where I was from. You didn't hear that.
It's a big city. It's a big city, man.
But anyway, but as a City fan, of course, everybody knows I talk about DeMarcus Beasley. Yeah, I did a little bit age. So yeah, my bad, AJ. But DeMarcus Beasley, I could talk about DeMarcus Beasley as a person, and then somebody else might bring up somebody else. So what's an obscure Louis? How long you been a fan? You've been a fan for a while. Give me a name of a City fan or a City player that you remember fondly, even if he's not a big name.
Ooh. It's weird because I saw it like I think it might have been on Instagram Reels, or I can't remember where I saw it, but Nader Manua.
Oh, Natum. Yeah. Natum is, I think
he's a very good
Natum,
spokesman.
Natum is a great spokesman.
I'll put it this way. I don't think many people in the chat remember, but his goal against Sunderland, for Sunderland against Chelsea, I celebrated it like City won like the title or a trophy. I celebrated that much because he's such a good player, and he just got shafted because of an egotistical maniac, even though he won us the Premier League at the same time.
So I never saw this player.
Georgie Samparas.
Magnus said Peter Barnes.
I like Granddad. Sit back down.
Yeah, with Magnus, we're gonna go way back.
Yeah.
Anyway. With me, I would say Elano. I love Elano.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Wow, that's a
Cisco again giving Natum his credit, because he's a beacon of light in the CTE infused commentary of ESPN FC. If you live in the States, ESPN, again, they're one of those people that don't want to give City a lot of credit, but I feel like they're just poor in general at times, and can be poor against all clubs. And so, unfortunately for them, but Natum is great. I think he is one of our best, and to be fair to Snoopy, best representative of all of our former players in the media, like Joe Hart too. Micah is funny, but doesn't come across as a citizen, to be honest. And I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
I like Micah's energy. But it's too often that he feels like he is choosing between Arsenal and Man City, and so he just seems to be moving in the Arsenal direction way too often for me. Again, I'm not asking you to be a total homer, but if you're going to be a spokesperson for the club, then I think you should represent as well. Joe Hart, to his credit, has done that very well. I don't think I've ever heard him speak negatively about the club, even when he was the first person that had to go when Pep came in. And of course, Natum wasn't around as long as when I started watching, but he still speaks very highly about the club. So we have a couple people
So,
out there. The unfortunate part
Still
is
works for the club.
it feels like Micah Richards is the one that gets the most visibility due to his appearances on the Champions League matches, and he's the least reliable City voice in my opinion. Somebody's
that's pretty good too.
Who?
I love Jolene Lescott.
Oh yeah, I like Jolien too. Jolien is a
him a
really
lot.
good dude.
He was one of my favorite players too.
Yeah,
So-
I like him
so
as a
my-
guy.
So Mike Phillips as well. He doesn't do it for English channel like any broadcaster in England, but whenever I see him, he always represents the club like unbelievably well. So shout out him as well.
I think the ones that actually support City tend to represent us very well. And then you have Michael Richards, who said already that he supports
He's-
Arsenal.
I think he's kind of going off the he always goes about talking about Zabaleta playing the final game when we won the Prem over United, and that's his kind of like making him feel like you're meant to make him feel sorry
Hard
in a way.
done by.
Yeah.
But he should like you were still part of that team, and you still won the Premier
But he
League
got in
and
his
the-
feelings. He got his feelings hurt, and he got all emotional and made emotional decisions, and now he probably regrets it because he talks about how much money he lost out on the deal. But again, you can't. Again, you're a footballer. You only have your career is only so long, so you got to do what you got to do. But you got to own those decisions, and I think he, probably regrets it to a certain extent. But big up to Kathy. You're on these streams, and I know this is late over in England. It's already almost 1 o'clock. Big ups to you. If you are truly old enough to have seen Franny Lee play, and yet you're still up listening to me, thank you so much. I really do. I really do appreciate that because, you could be doing a lot of things. Most importantly, sleeping. You could be asleep right now, but you're kicking it with me and all these people. Thank you so much. Obviously, I never saw Franny Lee play. I never saw Colin Bell play. Those are obviously club legends that I can't put them into a good context because I just never saw them play. But, legend of the club. So big ups to Franny Lee and big ups to you for just being here with us, spending time. If you're not a City fan, because I know a lot of people came over from MHF. If you're not a City fan, do me a favor. One, tell me how you feel about City getting the Semenyo deal, or believe to get the Semenyo deal across the line. Of course, nothing happens till January. There's a poll out that you can do that. But also, if you have a random fan or random player from your club that you have a appreciation for that maybe others don't, feel free to drop that in there. Make sure you tell me which club it is as well, because, I may not know them all the players. So I'm sure someone will tell me I am a plastic American City fan, but that's whatever. Brianna said Ali Benarbia. Ajibo, I don't know, Ajibalola, forgive me, but you put Claudio Reyna in here and it kind of threw me off. But nope, Claudio Reyna came in, took the reins from Joe Hart and did not go well. And I think probably at least some of it's probably because of the expectations. Because again, when you're replacing a club legend like Joe Hart, you got to come correct, and he had some issues.
What's happened to Gio Reyna? Because I remember him being linked, and now.
Oh, I'm tripping. You know what? I read this. I read this all wrong.
Claudio Bravo.
Yeah, I just saw Claudio and thought Claudio Bravo. No, big ups to Claudio Reyna. Yeah, absolutely. American number 6. You're absolutely right. I read the name and my mind went somewhere else. So yeah, big ups to Claudio Reyna, U.S. Player, midfielder. I think he was a big part. Yeah, Claudio Reyna was a big part of DeMarcus Beasley going to City because again, Claudio was there at the time. He was kind of coming toward the end of his career when DeMarcus went there. But to your question about Gio Reyna, I was hoping that Gio Reyna was going to come through New York City FC and then come to Man City, but that never happened. He's been really injury prone recently.
Yeah.
He's been out of the US
He's still a
lineup for a
Dortmund.
long time. Go ahead.
There's
What was that?
rumors he's going to go back to MLS.
Is he
and
still
I'm like,
at
that's a
Dortmund?
waste.
No,
he's
he's
at
not at
Gladbach.
Dortmund. So he left Dortmund, went to Gladbach, but
He was never playing for Dortmund.
he wasn't playing very much for Gladbach either.
He always I remember
He's linked to MLS, so he'll probably go back to play in MLS. That's sad because I think he's more talented than MLS level.
Big up, Luke. Appreciate you always jumping on. As always, so if you're new here, there is a link in the chat. There's a pinned message at the top of the chat. Go all the way back to the beginning. You will see the link. If you want to come on the stream and you want to have your say about some footy topic or something else that we're talking about, feel free to jump on. Don't have to be a City fan, although we probably outnumber you. So be careful what you say. No, I'm just kidding. We welcome all. We welcome all. Terry Henry supports our players more than Micah. Yeah, Micah, whatever. Yeah.
Micah's wearing a fucking Arsenal shirt.
Specifically, though.
Yeah.
Specifically, though.
Well, yeah, and we heard the comments that he had about Doku, and actually the comments that Doku had about Thierry Henry about how he helped him, and not just told him, "Oh, you got to be better," finishing in the final third, but actually told him, "What do I do to be better?" And so that's really cool. I appreciate that. Shout outs to Cillian Distin, big ups. Another name. Yeah, Distin. Yeah, big ups. Another name. Magnus said he did see Colin Bell
through Kathy.
Yeah, so he didn't see Franny Lee, but he did see Colin Bell. Yeah, there you go. Ajabola Vincent said, "I'm a City fan, but I like City pre Sinawatra and pre Shake." Fair. Colin Vincent. Okay, cool. Appreciate it. I don't want to keep butchering your name, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Gio is at Gladbach. Yep. Tarek's been on the mulled wine early. I don't know what mulled wine is. I don't really drink, but I will tell you that I was traveling. I was traveling for work today, and so it's been a long day. But I completely just saw Claudio in my mind. Maybe I'm just scarred. Maybe Claudio Bravo, that whole thing has just scarred me. But I really
let's just not remember that.
Yeah, man, because I saw it and I just started seeing red. It was like, oh, I'm going crazy, Claudio Bravo. But no, I got respect for Claudio Reyna. Now, you know what's interesting? So I don't know if you know this, Louis. I don't know how much paid attention you've been doing, but at the last World Cup, I believe it was, Gio Reyna was that? Yeah, I think Gio Reyna went, but he didn't play very much. And it caused some issues, and his parents, Claudio and his mom, they kind of had some words with the former coach.
American.
Yeah, it became a big deal, and I think there was a concern that they were going to be kind of blackballed from the club, from the team for a while. He hasn't been with the team; he's been hurt, but it's not gone well for Gio Reyna as compared to what I think people were expecting from him.
The last World Cup.
Big ups to you, Kathy.
The last World Cup, I really was the only thing I know I'm from England, but the only thing I really cared about was Messi winning the World Cup. That was it. Because I knew England. I knew England weren't going to win. And Messi.
That'd be Julian Alvarez won the World Cup. I don't care about Messi.
Yeah.
City player of the World Cup. I love it.
It was him and his Argentinian, his former River Plate teammate that changed everything for Argentina.
Mastromanto.
Enzo.
Enzo. Those two came in the starting game. Because remember, they lost to Saudi.
Those two changed the whole thing for Argentina. Yeah, and it's funny with that because that Foden goal against Palace, like a week or so ago, that goal reminded me of Messi against Mexico so brilliantly because of Tizani Reiner's run. That was like Alvarez, and Foden just tucks it in brilliantly.
I think Foden found a new friend though. He and Julian were good friends. And
They
now
were,
he's
but
got-
now
he's got
Turkey. So
Has he
Matthew
got
Hoyle.
Has he got something with Argentinian teammates? Because he gave Etsy a nickname as well over the summer.
Well, Turkey's
Who?
French.
Yeah.
Foden for Etsy Echeverri.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know. So let's talk about Echeverri because I did see, and I'm sure you all saw as well. We saw the picture of him it's probably just a staged picture, of course, of him in the Girona shirt.
Photoshop.
Yeah, exactly. It's just somebody mocked it up, but the expectation is that again, basically, right on January 1, he's going to make that transition over to Girona, which is something we've all been asking for because he's just not been playing. He should have gone. The club wanted him to go to Girona. At least, again, I say this as one that does not have any insight other than what we've all heard, but the club wanted him to go to Girona from the beginning, where he could have been playing all this time. He decided to go to Bayer Leverkusen. It did not work out. He has not been playing, not even getting on the pitch at all, not even featuring. So he needed to go someplace else. There was always the discussion about him wanting to go back to River Plate. The club still wanted him to go to Girona. I think a lot of people felt if he forced his way back to River Plate, that he would be basically killing his city career. And so to see that he's actually going to go to Girona now is a big, I guess I want to say sigh of relief, because again, he hopefully he goes and he performs, but it's the best case scenario, because going back to the River Plate would have ended it all, in my opinion. So, big ups to that situation. Matthew Hoyle said, if you like Turkey, you would have loved Kinkladze. Again, not seen, but yeah, if he plays like that, then would have loved to see. Brianna said, I love Nasri too. More recent player, true baller. Yeah, I did see Nasri.
Yeah.
I liked him, but he was not one of my favorites. If I gotta be honest, he wasn't one of my favorites.
That ACL, was it ACL or like whatever knee injury he got in the 14-15 season? It's like midway through.
ACL.
Well, he was out for
a lot of
ACLs
ACLs at City.
Like no, he was out for a year though, because he scored that brilliant goal against Roma for the final game in the Champions League. He scored that goal, and then like later on that season, he got that injury, and one of his first games back was when Aguero scored that penalty in 15-16 against Chelsea. It's such a shame that because he was such a quality player.
Yeah, I recognize his ability, but again, he wasn't one of my favorites. I don't know if that was because he came from
I think more City fans remember
Arsenal
him
or not.
Drip, I think more people remember him for his drip situation.
Yep. I was gonna say that was not great. So hey,
no, it said no.
Did he get an injury?
I'm looking it up. I'm trying to.
I grew up on.
It said a hamstring injury in 15-16, 165 days, and a groin injury and a calf injury, and Achilles tendon surgery.
Oh, Achilles would be the problem. That would probably be.
Achilles are a killer, man.
Achilles would do it.
It said he only missed 39 days though, so it must have been something really minor.
No, it was all.
You don't miss. That's like a month and a half.
Yeah.
So that must have been like
Achilles is like
really tiny.
Achilles is going to be for a year.
I can say that by experience, Achilles can just finish a career.
Yeah, I was gonna say Achilles. You're hoping to get back. Period.
I'm saying if he was only out 39 days, it must have.
Yeah, that doesn't feel.
Tear.
Yeah,
so
it
must
doesn't.
have just been something really tiny, like maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like that seems. I'm looking at transfer mark. Maybe they're old. And then it said he had a calf injury, a groin injury. He said he missed 165 days with a hamstring injury. So maybe that's the one.
I don't know. Maybe they got him
messed
messed
up.
up. Yeah.
But I don't see any ACL on him at least. So
I have a question for you guys.
What's up?
it's more towards January transfer window. I did see some news today. Tommy pointed
Oh,
posted on his Twitter saying that we are in for Mark Gahey as well. Number one, how do you guys feel about that? Number two, do you guys think that we will get Gahey in January?
I think it
So
is
I'll
possible.
no, go ahead.
I think it is possible, but I do think that a lot of people are thinking Mike Gahey will play left-sided centre back for us. But I don't think he will. Because Pep as well, he also is a very big believer on this passing angle from the back. And when you have a left-footed, left-sided centre back, you have so many more passing angles. So
Hmm.
it's a lot easier for you to build up.
Right.
Since we're already having some issues building up at
boy.
times, taking out a left-sided, left-footed centre back is just going to make us worse in that regard. So I don't
Yeah.
see us really. I think he's a very good player, and if he's available, get him. But I don't see him playing left-sided centre back for us.
Yeah.
Where do you see
Let me
him
pause
playing
for a
if you got
second,
him?
real quick. If you are new here, if this is your first time, or if you're not already subscribed, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead, hit that like button too while you're here. One, helps the algorithm. Two, it's going to help me as I try to grow this channel. Again, you might have seen my face other places, but now I'm trying to do this as well as all those other things. I'm not going to stop doing those other things, but just trying to grow this. So I need your help. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. My goal was to hit at least 200 by the end of the stream. I'm looking at it now. It says we're at 197. So I need 3 more of you that haven't already subscribed to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, get me over that 200, or get me to that 200 mark. But I really appreciate it. Go ahead, Kels. You were saying something.
Oh, I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh,
I
my
just
bad.
Spartacus, where if you don't see him playing as a left center back, where would you see him play? At City, or do you just not even think it's him?
Right. I think right-sided centre back more often than not. I think he would be more of a replacement for Diaz.
Yeah.
Oh, the
So
yeah.
So if you ask me, I don't think he comes. One, especially, well, let me say, I don't think he moves at all in January, because I think for him in 6 months, he'll be a free agent. Basically, he'll be able to go on a free. He'll get a large sign-on bonus, right? There's no incentive for him to move now. And wherever he's going to go now, he could go in January. Now, the only incentive would be a club, let's say like Liverpool, who are having issues with their center back position, and getting him in now would be helpful for them. But again, is he going to give up that sign-on bonus, to the size of that sign-on bonus, to move 6 months early? Do Liverpool want to pay whatever it's going to take for him to move 6 months early? I don't know that it does. If I'm him, I'm probably going to just stay still. Now, there is a slight risk in that, because if you get injured, maybe you ruin your chances of that. But I think at this point, 6 months in, or 6 months away, if no one has come in for me yet, I think I think I would take my chances on staying at Palace and seeing what my options are in the summer on a free, because we know in the summer on a free, that sounds like it could be Real Madrid. You know, they are great for coming in for players on a free. So if I could move to Real Madrid potentially, I might take that. If City come in for me in the summer transfer window, maybe I take that. Again, I'm gonna get a large sign-on bonus. So I don't think he moves. I definitely don't think he comes to City. As much as I might like him to come, I just don't think it happens.
I think it's more of a Madrid thing than a City. I think it's more of a Bayern Munich thing than a Madrid.
Well, that's
thing.
another option. That's another option. But they picked up. Did they pick up Jonathan Tah in the summer, this past summer, right?
Apparently Upamecano.
Yeah, but from Meccano is leaving.
He's apparently going
That's
to
right.
Real Madrid.
Yeah, so it's going to happen the other way. Upamecano is going to go there, and then Gahey's going to go over there and backfill him potentially. Again, it's all speculation. We don't know for sure, but I definitely think that is more likely than him signing with City or going anywhere in January.
I think Gahey stays in England. I don't think he wants to leave from England. I think he has very good ambitions for winning, and I feel like he wants to stay in the more popular league and play against all these clubs. The reason I say that is because we do need homegrown players, and I feel like City might push for that early January to bring him in.
Some issues with my cat.
I don't know. I think we're going to solve the homegrown issues with all the places. I think we're looking at players like Elliot Anderson, like
Wharton.
Iggy, actually, to be honest, on Watson. Even
I saw
I
another
don't think we're
Livramento
going to
link again
move
today too. So
Yeah, but I don't think we're going to move in for him anymore because of the amounts of injuries that this guy has is fucking ridiculous. So
not the prices they're quoting, but I mean, you can throw him. I mean, if his injuries are that bad, you might get him on the cheap. But
big ups to William Hanlon 7616. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks for the support. Arsenal fan, you're always welcome here, even if you do support the wrong color, but you're always welcome here. And if you're always welcome when you come, if you want to jump on stream and tell us why Arsenal are going to bottle it again. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to give you a hard time when you just subscribe to the channel. That would be wrong of me. Big ups. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Go ahead. We were saying something, Kills.
Oh, nothing. No, I was wrestling with my cat, but I put her on the floor.
Oh, all right.
Apparently, Tarek, apparently Liverpool fans think they're going to be getting Marmouche. I don't know.
Liverpool
Marmouche?
fans?
Yep. It's going.
No, they think they're getting Barcola.
I know Tottenham fans are hoping to get Marmouche, but I didn't hear. I hadn't heard Liverpool.
Well, the thing is with Marmouche is he's that podcast he did with City. He's unbelievably grateful because it might be that in like last summer he probably might not, even if his form was great, he might not have got the possibility again. So, like, you got to take each day as it comes, and that's why he went. Yeah, I want to join City. Gets what he gets money wise. CEA pull another dime out the bag, and he helps us massively get into the Champions League. So it's like, yeah, I don't see Marmouche leaving anytime soon. I might be wrong, of course, but
yeah, I don't think that happens. Martin said, unless Ake leaves, then Gehi becomes a possibility. I've heard that Bournemouth, I've heard Ake, Bournemouth associated to Ake. I've obviously heard Crystal Palace associated to Ake. We'll see if that actually happens. Vincent says, is Gehi ambidextrous? You know what's funny? So many players nowadays. Yeah, so many players nowadays are like, oh, they're so two-footed. And then you're like, are they really? Now, Cherky is definitely two-footed. Now, no doubt about that. But there's so many players. I was like, are you really? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think Gay is.
Semenyo as well.
That's what's probably what triggered in my head, because when they were talking about Semenyo, they were like, oh, he scored the most goals, like the balance between his goals. They left foot, right foot was very balanced. But then with Cherky, it was like, and I forget what it was. It's like the most passes or something like with both feet or whatever. So again, very balanced. So Semenyo probably is a very two-footed player, but I just feel like I'm hearing that so often now. I just don't know if it really holds any value. We're just using it. We're just throwing that term around willy-nilly, and I'm like, does it really fit this player? I don't know, man.
That Semenyo is very two-footed. That is true. He is very two-footed. The thing is, like, Semenyo is going to be a very good player for us. He is. I just don't think. I'm just struggling to see where he's going to be a good player for us. But he's going to be a good player for us. I don't have no doubts about it.
Yeah. Question for you. So Magnus is asking, he always wondered how do Brazilians, because again, people were commenting about, again, when we talk about dudes naming dudes, or in this case, Kel's ladies naming dudes.
I'm one of the guys. It's fine.
Somebody brought up Fernandinho, of course, not a. He's a more recent name. Everybody's probably seen him play. But how did you rate him as a Brazilian, Spartacus?
It's a very funny thing because Brazilians don't usually actually rate Fernandinho. I'm one of the exceptions because I've watched him week in and week out.
Mhm.
But most Brazilians don't actually watch Premier League football, so I rate him extremely highly. I would even say that he's better than Casemiro. But in Brazil, he's actually not really rated at all because of the game against Belgium, which, in my opinion, it wasn't his mistake, but he was a part of.
Oh, 2018.
Yeah.
So what happened in that match? I don't remember this.
The KDB goal. Yeah, the World Cup. That KDB goal, people say that he was supposed to be marking KDB, but I don't think he was really. I think.
Yeah, and that's convenient because again, teammates.
Scapegoat.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was very scapegoated in that game.
Yeah, that sucks. Big ups to Steve Finn. Hi, Tarek. I'm 56 from the UK. Love your show. Started watching City age 6. So 50 years of watching City. That's love. I appreciate that. Age 6 with my dad and my brother. Used to sit on the Kippax wall. Still attending games with brother via membership card. This City team is improving. That is a great story. Man, 50 years of watching your team play. That's wonderful. I'm glad to. It's glad to see people who have that much fandom. I think in the U.S., unfortunately, it's okay to change your club if you whatever. And a lot of people, maybe it's just my issue because I moved around a lot. So I saw a lot of people that kind of feel like they were changing clubs or whatever. But to be a City fan or a fan of any team for that matter, for 50 years, going to games for 50 years, man, that's wild. I appreciate that. That's dope.
Spartacus.
Cool.
I fell in love with footy when I was about 10 years old. 1998 World Cup final, France versus Brazil. I cried when Brazil lost the final. Ronaldo was my favorite ever player. To me, he was the greatest ever player that has ever played football. There's nobody better than him. And I cried like a little baby, and my father was like, "Don't worry, the game is rigged. There's no way Brazil should have lost." Blah 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 blah. And what do you know? Fast forward 20 years, there's a 1998 World Cup scandal. How FIFA corrupted the whole entire thing, and they made sure the France came up against Brazil.
Well, some people think that they rigged the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup so that City and Arsenal meet in the final.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think they might have rigged that the game would happen, but I don't think that the game itself was rigged. I just think that game of Zidane just destroyed us. There's no way to just sugarcoat it. The guy just showed why he's one of the greatest players of all time.
Yeah, I know, but it's okay. In 2002, Ronaldo showed why he's the greatest striker of all time. So it's okay.
Yep.
It's has its ups and its downs.
Oh man, I remember watching them R9 about 32, 33 with no knees, just being the best player in the Brazilian league.
Oh yeah, I remember my father get me a used Inter R9 jersey. The numbers was peeling off of the back. He got it from like some sketchy shop or whatever. I don't even think it was real, but I don't care. It was like my favorite thing ever.
He was such a good player. My favorite one isn't Ronaldo, though. It's Ronaldinho. Unfortunately, he played for Atlético Mineiro, but
yeah. See, I grew up on R9. I really didn't care for R10. I was more of a R9 fan.
Yes. The thing got me was Ronaldinho, the way that he played the game, the magic that he brought to the game is ridiculous.
Yeah, I also remember Dida as well. He was crazy.
Oh man,
I've already said this. This is 100% a biased take. I think Dede is one of the top 5 goalkeepers of all time. But this is 100% biased because he played for Cruzeiro. So that's 100% being biased.
We don't want.
Oh,
we
do
don't
you
want
guys wanna
mine.
hear
We
a
don't want
really
mine.
wild
We
take?
don't want mine come back onto the stream. Stream again like last time with the whole goalkeeper chat. There
Oh,
with
yeah.
Marcus. So keep it down. Keep it down.
Yeah, he's gonna
He's
bring
busy
back
right now.
the.
He's hosting a space.
Martin.
So we can
Yeah,
talk. We can
I got an
sleep now.
invite
He,
for it.
he can still
But
jump on. He
not
can still
going.
jump on though. He can still jump on, Kels.
I'm
He's
not
gonna
putting
sneak
past
in.
him.
Yeah. So Spartacus. Snoopy put in here and said if we move for Javaro Reed, I think that's the end of our Livramento pursuit. So I don't know a ton about this guy. Of course, everybody knows about Livramento, about how we were trying to go for him. Tell me about Reed. Anybody know anything about him?
Nope.
All right,
Lives-
let's
no,
go.
The best I can do is go to Sky Blue Times. Their thread on him is very is really precise.
They're very good in general, not just a couple of
yeah.
times. Very good.
Definitely.
Yeah, I like that account. He does good videos.
So Javaro, I think I'm saying that correctly.
I think he plays for
Feyenoord or
He
something?
plays for
Ajax.
Feyenoord. So
Feyenoord,
here,
yeah.
let's go. Let's bring this up so we can all see it
I
together.
think my friend Steve, who watches every league out there, said that he's not ready for City.
So I think
probably
the
He actually
comment
watches
before,
Feyenoord, so I'm going to take his
the
opinion.
comment before this that maybe Snoopy was replying to or backing up, I guess, was in regards to him being a kind of like a future prospect. I think people are saying, hey, we can keep, and maybe I don't want to put words in people's mouths, but we can keep Núñez. He's done well as our primary, at least through this season, maybe even next season, but bring in someone that can be the long-term replacement for him. So let's see what FB Ref says. Why are you not coming up? There we go. Javaro Reed. This season in the Eredivisie, 11 matches played, 3 assists. Again, he's a defender, so 3 assists, 0.9 expected goals, 0.9 non-penalty expected goals. Expected assists per game, 2.0. I assume that's what that stands for. In the Europa League, 3 matches played. He got a goal in 237 minutes. There is a compare. Is it this one? Because it'll tell me like players that are similar, and this may not be the right one. Let me go back. They say you shouldn't do math on like radio or in
Live
on
on
TV
camera.
or anything like that live. You probably shouldn't look for do this kind of stuff live either. You should already know what you're gonna do. But hey, we're figuring it out.
I just don't do math, period. That's how I solve that. I hate math.
All right, so let's see. On this comparison, they've got him compared to Virgil van Dijk, Jurrien Timber, Gabriel Calafiori, and Mark Gahey. So a lot of familiar names, but the interesting thing is these are mostly all center backs with the exception of maybe Timber.
You can't tell that to
Calafiori, I suppose. Too.
Don't ever say that to Judge Mo. He'll come after you.
And say what?
Oh, I said, yeah, they're great defensively because they play 4 center backs, and he's like,
yeah.
What are you talking about?
I did see that stream. I think you guys I didn't get to see it all because I was working, but I did see some of it.
He thinks that Sanchez is a better keeper than Donnarumma.
He has more clean sheets.
That's fair. That's
Wow.
fine. So per 90.
I'm gonna give you Judge Mo's your phone number, Spartacus, and you can go on and shit on Donnarumma on his show.
Yeah.
How crap he is.
We're not gonna let that happen. So for per 90, no goals. And again, this is just this season. So he's played fewer minutes than most. Of course, Gabriel's been out injured, so that explains why he's only got 11, 9 starts. So he's played the fewest minutes by far from everyone else. But again, looking at it per 90, 0.39 assists per 90, which is far exceeds anyone else's. 3 times that of Jurrien Timber. No 0 on the goals though. So again, you're not expecting him necessarily to be a goal scorer as a right back. Goals plus assists. So G&A 0.39 versus 0.26 for Timber. So again, about one and a half times as much G&A per 90 as Timber. So let's say if I said 1.5 times, that means if Timber were to get 10 goals a season, then Reed is going to get, or 10 G&A per season, Reed is going to get 15. That's what the numbers say there.
Van Dijk is a joke.
Van Dijk, yeah.
I'm looking at the progressive numbers. 123
3
is
progressive
joke.
passes. Yeah.
Why
23
we
progressive
iced him out of that
carries.
game. Remember
So
that
again, you
Liverpool
think
game?
about progressive carries, 23 versus 25 versus 23. Again, some of this is playing style, but he's got as many progressive carries as those other guys in half the minutes. Progressive passes is low. Again, he hasn't played very many minutes, but yeah, 123 is insane. So again, I think that it's hard to say for sure. He's a young kid. Well, let me go back. Is he truly a young kid? How old is this guy?
I think he is.
Born in 20, so he's 19. He'll be 20 in the summer. So yeah, young kid, playing in he's in
Yeah,
go ahead.
Project
Project
FC,
FC. Yeah. He's a Netherlands
Thought we were done with
international,
that.
a youth national team at least. So, well, I mean, again, at some point, we're always going to have some amount of young players in. If there's not a better right back in our academy, then you got to go get someone to be that long-term replacement. He's not. It does not look like he is ready to come in and hit the ground running tomorrow, but not a bad. Here's some other similar players, fullbacks. So here's some fullbacks that he is similar to. So they're comparing him to Serginho Dest. Again, these are much younger, or Max Arfston for the Columbus Crew. Wow. But if you look at the percentiles,
every time that guy plays for USA, I go arf arf.
If you look at versus other fullbacks, 77% more, or on the percentile, he's at the 77% for non-penalty goals, 90th percentile for non-penalty expected goals. All these numbers are high in the 90s, with the exception of shots total. So he's only about the 70th percentile for shots. Passes attempted, basically 80 percentile. 74th percentile for passes completed, 80.8. Progressive passes is low, 66. But total touches, successful take-ons. So it's at the end of the day, it's the defensive stats that get you kind of concerned. 77th percentile against other fullbacks, 77th percentile for tackles, 36th percentile for interceptions.
But this is the thing.
10th percentile for aerials won. Go ahead, sorry.
But the stats about defensively, you can't really use those because it more reflects the side than the player. Because if you go ahead and look at Van Dijk's tackling numbers, it's going to be very low because he doesn't do much tackling. Not because of the aura defending that people like to say.
I was going to say he's famous for his aura defending.
But this is the thing, Liverpool just don't do much defensively. So he's not going to have that much burden to be doing compared to a side like, for example, Crystal Palace. Mike Gay is going to have much higher defensive numbers than Virgil van Dijk because of that. So stats about the defensive thing, I don't usually look much at those. Specifically right there, I think you have to take into consideration a little bit more the eye test in that regard. And I'm a very big stats guy, so that I quite literally do that for a living. So
Yeah.
I'm okay with bringing him in if we're gonna continue with the Nunez route and kind of try to develop this young kid. But if we're gonna just bring him in and just offload him to Girona or somewhere else, let's not do that now. Let's make ourselves more sustainable in the long run and get a competent right back. If you want Livermento, go for Livermento. If you think he's too injury prone or whatever, then try to figure out a way where you can split minutes between Livermento and Nunez so he doesn't get injured a lot of the time, so they can both have that equal amount of load during the long seasons that we kind of tend to play. If we're gonna go that route, then go that route. But you can't, like Martin says, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You have to pick which way you want to go. I get it. He's a 19-year-old kid and everything, but then like, what do you want to do going forward? Like, do you want to keep with the Nunez stuff? Because if you do, I'm all for it. Bring him in. But if you don't want to do that, and if you want to get Livermento, then go for Livermento.
the
Yeah.
main attractive point of Livermento to me is the fact that he's homegrown.
Yeah.
I would,
He's
if
very
we're
good
gonna spend
defensively,
80,
too.
if we're gonna spend 80 million on them, I'm gonna say something that I don't think many people are thinking about, but I'd rather, instead of spending 80 million on Livermento, try go for Rhys James. Get 80 million on Chelsea's table.
I'm sorry, Spartacus. No way. Reece James, there's no way. He's had way too many injuries. He's not reliable at all. You can't get 30 games out of him in a season.
We're talking about like Reece James like, on cue on the weekend. He's going to get an injury now and be out until the World Cup or something like that now. But
I don't
Reece
know
James
if
hasn't been. It's just like Livermento, like the situation he's in now. You never want to compare players like to others in situations like this, but seeing it as it is, it kind of feels like Gundo in a way, because how many injuries did he have at Dortmund before he joined us? And look how he's turned out since. And Livermento will probably turn out the same way. He's still
that knee though is bad.
yeah.
And it's the same
Has it
knee
been-
too. It keeps happening to the
Has
same.
it been reported what the injury is though?
No.
Like how long he's out for? Because surely Eddie Howe would
I
have said
don't know.
something. Or,
I don't think it. I think a couple of weeks, but I don't think it's.
But correct me if I'm wrong, though. Livermento does not have rotation. He plays either left back or right back. There really is no rotation for him at all. So he kind of starts every single game.
Well, I know, was it Lewis Hall's been playing in there, and then Kieran Trippier when he's healthy. But again, that's why you're saying he gets a lot of rotation because he's having to play a lot of minutes. But I will tell you, and again, I don't know how much of this is how they honestly feel, but a lot of Newcastle fans are like, he's not better than Kieran Trippier when he was in his prime. They would rather have had Kieran Trippier than Livermento. I don't know.
Kieran Trippier in his prime was a baller.
What'd you say?
In his prime, Kieran Trippier was very, very good.
Yeah, City Academy player, by the way.
Yep.
I think, Tarek, that just might be nostalgia talking with Newcastle fans.
Maybe.
Also,
I don't, like I said, I don't know if that's honest or if they're just saying that, but I've been on streams and that's kind of the sentiment that they had. Now, again, I don't think to Henry, your point, Trippier is 35 years old. So they're not suggesting that he's better than Livermento today.
Yeah.
But they don't think, they're not as high on Livermento as we are, and they would take the 80 million if that's what the offer was. They would absolutely take that and move on. They don't, again, I can only speak for the people I've been on these streams with. That doesn't mean that they're being honest or whatever. I don't know that we think that he's even worth 80 million. I don't know.
I don't think the club values him that high either, because the club doesn't
I
want to
think-
break records on these fees.
Yeah.
I think the only fullback who's realistically, and you will disagree with me on that one, it's fine. I think the only fullback who's realistically worth 80 million is Reece James.
Yeah, when he was
So-
in
Guy
the
is
So,
so
yeah.
good.
I'm pulling this back up because
100%.
Reece James, like for me, when Kyle Walker was at his best, he was England's best right back. Right below him was Reece James. He could do a lot of the same things that Kyle Walker could do from a pace and from a physicality standpoint, but he was better on the ball. He could put in better crosses. Reece James is a baller.
So good.
If he could stay healthy, I would take Reece James in a heartbeat.
He is staying healthy
Reece
though.
James.
Yeah, he's been staying healthy
Reece
this
James.
season. Yeah.
Reece James
I-
played the midfield two of Rice and Zubamendi against Arsenal with a man down and was still the best midfielder on the pitch.
Yeah.
No.
That shows how
This
overrated
guy's-
Declan Rice is. Part of that too.
I
agree as well.
I'm just gonna say that Declan Rice extremely overrated.
Eric, I agree with what you said. However, I just feel like Reece James's best ability is his availability, and that's very hard to come by for him. Everything that I know of Reece James is he's kind of always injured. He's always like, "Oh, I'm out 3 weeks here, 4 months here, 2 weeks there." It'll always be some sort of rotation at right back for Chelsea where he's not on the team. I don't watch Chelsea.
Then
a lot.
you're going to Livramento, who has literally the same issues with Newcastle. So it's like
I think
it's
for Reece
basically
James,
picking your poison.
he's been around longer, so it's more prominent. Everybody knows how injury prone Reece James has been. He's been injured for many more seasons. At least it feels that way to me. I haven't looked to see what Livermento's injury record is, but it feels like, yes, you're right. He's having the same issues, but maybe not the same volume of them just because he hasn't been around. He's younger, right? So he hasn't had the same volume. But again, I could be completely wrong on that. But Magnus has this question. If we can live with John Stones being out often, why can we not live with Reece James when Stones goes? He would be homegrown. Let's be honest. I don't think Reece James would come. He's a
Medical
Chelsea
team will be
captain.
happy.
I don't think Chelsea would sell him. I think that's
Yeah,
his biggest
he's the
obstacle.
captain for the club. He's not going anywhere. But if I could get Reece James in, I would take Reece James. I would absolutely take that.
It's the
Um,
He's
perfect
had the
that
same
fullback
hamstring
as
injury
well,
a bunch
man.
of times.
He
That's
can
it.
play.
But it's
He can
better
play
now.
center. The guy can
So-
play centre back. He can play right back. He
Yeah.
can play midfielder. Like he's just perfect.
Cisco says it's the same knee for Livermento now 4 times. I heard that he had hurt his knee.
No, I just read it's his other knee that is apparently having problems. It's the other one. It's not the same
Okay,
knee.
but is it
Which is still not
an
good.
ACL or is it something else? Do we
He
know?
has
Like,
an ACL already?
This article I just read that Eddie House said he might play in the United game.
see, so it's not. He's having knee issues, but it's not like an ACL or something like that. I mean, again,
I think if it was an ACL tear, we would know by now.
yeah, because he'd be sat down. He wouldn't. His season would be over with.
Yeah, they would have been out. They would have been like, "Sorry, dude, you're not going to the World Cup, so you're done." But yeah, apparently.
Don't get me wrong. I really like Livramento, but I feel like if you're spending 80 million on a fullback, it has to be the Trent or Reece James for me.
No, Hakimi. I'm not spending 80 million on no Trent.
No, not Hakimi.
no,
Not
Hakimi.
Hell
Not
with that
Hakimi.
guy.
Not Hakimi. No,
So
not Hakimi
let's
for other
let's
reasons.
go to we're talking right backs now. Snoopy said his top 5 right backs: Hakimi, Reece, Koundé, Trent, and Timber. Now we said that we don't want Hakimi because of off the field issues. He's
Yeah.
got some off the field
If
problems.
we sign
that-
him, I'm out. I'm not gonna.
yeah,
I will
that
stop watching. The
issues
club while he's on
issues
the
with
team.
with
I
women
can't
and
do
things of that nature.
Sorry.
So we don't. I think
Mm.
as a fan base we can recognize that he's a talent, but we don't want him. Reece. James, I'm assuming here. Of course, we just got through talking about him. Jules Koundé, Trent Alexander
Yeah, I would
Arnold,
agree, though.
and
I like Koundé.
Timber.
Weren't we?
I think Timber is good
No,
enough on the ball.
Kafunas has got to be in there somewhere, surely.
Well, so
already
okay,
have
because
him.
this is just talking about. This doesn't say non-city right backs. This is just Snoopy saying his top 5 right backs. So if you got Timber in here,
Timber's not good enough.
I
on
don't
the
know
ball.
that Nunes is much off of Timber. Trent is Trent.
He's unavailable.
Trent is the best.
Oh,
That
he's
makes
definitely
sense.
unavailable, right? But he is. So I used to coach basketball, right? High school age kids, younger kids coming up through, and a lot of these kids are trying to go off to college to play basketball. And I always tell them to go to college, you almost have to have at least one elite skill. You have to be elite at one thing. So I've had defenders who were around that were elite. They're an elite defender. They can go play at the college level and defend at that level. Trent is an elite passer of the ball. He's got some weaknesses other areas, but he's elite at that skill. Timber, I don't know that. And again, it's different. Maybe he doesn't have to be elite per se. But
Timber's
I don't know.
elite defensively. He's not very good going forward, though. Even though the stats say he pushes higher than Nunes, I'm like, I watched the game with my eyes. That guy is terrible at crossing. Nunes can cross a ball. And
That's the argument that I saw you having with Mo.
Yeah,
and
Judge Mo is giving me like stats off of
Yeah.
a sheet. I'm like, I watched the games. He's not good at that. Like,
yeah.
he's not good at it. Mateus Nunes literally got an assist to Erling Haaland a couple of games ago, and I'm like, Jurgen Timber doesn't do that.
And I love Mo, I love Hussam, whatever, but you can't say, well, it's because of Haaland. Well, if the ball's not in a place where Haaland can head it in, Haaland's not going to be able to head it in. Now, again, he's got tricks up his sleeve. He can get to balls that maybe other people can't. He can finish. Doesn't always have to be a header. He can, he's got all those little, whether it be scissor kicks or whatever, that he can just get a foot on the ball. He's done that. But at the end of the day, if the cross isn't coming in a way where he can do that, it doesn't matter. So I don't think you can take away from Nunes just because, he's got Haaland finishing those shots. I don't think you can take that away from him.
Nah, no way.
Also, he'd be racking up assists to Gyökeres if he's so great. It's like, I don't think he is. I'm looking it up right now because I don't know.
Well, they would blame Gyökeres. They would blame Gyökeres for that, not anyone else, because I don't think a lot of people are feeling Gyökeres right now. So
Wasn't he the next Haaland though?
that's what they said, and they were talking about how many goals he had scored in the Portuguese league and all this stuff. But anybody that gets compared to Haaland, you're going to come up short. Just accept it. Don't even allow yourself to be in that conversation.
Strunke should just really just come out and say, like, don't compare me to Haaland.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do to come out of that.
Don't compare me to bums like Isak and Gyökeres, man.
Well, again, it just makes him look good if you compare him to a bunch of bums, because his numbers are always going to be higher, but they don't deserve to be in that conversation. They haven't done enough yet to be in that conversation. And you would think that fan bases would learn, because again, we saw what happened when you compared Darwin Núñez to him, and Darwin Núñez was the better striker for maybe one game, because he finished I think he got a goal in the
Community Shield.
The Community Shield, and that was the very last game. The very last game that anyone would ever have said that Darwin Núñez was anywhere close to what Haaland was. They got one game on top, and then that was that. So we're not going to go much longer, but I do want to ask everybody. Of course, we know Oscar Bob picked up an injury. My question for you all, do we think he goes in January? And maybe January's not fair because maybe his injury keeps him from going. Do we think he has a long-term future at City?
Unfortunately, no. I really like him, but unfortunately, I don't think he does.
We have too many players in front of him. Even if he was a 10, like he was in the academy, there's too many. That spot is completely clogged up right now. So
especially if he was a 10.
Yeah, Footy, Turkey, Tijani, Marmouche, like Echeverry, if he ever comes back, like there's just too many people in front of him.
The Norway manager's comments really killed him.
I don't think Echeverry comes back.
Those comments by the Norway manager really killed him.
Yeah, they weren't good. And he was in a bad run of form, both for us and for them. So it's a little disappointing, but it's disappointing because I saw him. Go ahead.
the Club World Cup, he was looking really good. Like him, Doku, and Savinho, they were all looking really good in that tournament. And then I don't know what's happened since then. It's a shame because I really like.
I don't think he
Oscar
looked
Bob.
good in that tournament, though.
The time that I saw him and I thought he was the best player on our team was when he was here for the US the tour of the
24.
US. Yeah, he was
preseason.
Holland. A lot of people weren't there because I don't remember what tournament it was, but people were missing.
Euros.
Was it the Euros?
It was after the Euros, yeah.
Yeah. But Holland was here. I think Grealish might have been here. Some others. In those
Wasn't it
matches,
Riley preseason?
what's that?
O'Reilly showed up. That was the first time I'd really heard him.
Yeah. But out of all those players on that
Oscar
tour,
Bob.
Oscar
Yeah.
Bob was the player. I saw him in person twice that during that that I don't know month that they were here.
Yeah.
He looked really, really good. So of course, when he gets the injury early in the next season, it definitely halts all of that. It puts a complete halt on what looked like his ascension to being our number one winger. Most of you guys have probably seen LB. LB used to say, "Oh, he's our best winger at our club." And again, maybe he was at the time. I don't know. It's between him and Doku and Savinho, but he was being talked about as the best winger at the club, and now he can't get games. He had his
Confidence
chance,
is
and
a
I
very
said
big
this
thing.
earlier. Go ahead.
Confidence is a very big thing with footballers, and I think he just ran out of it.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. I said earlier about someone else, or just in general, when Pep will give you an opportunity, but you have to take it. You have to take those chances when they come. And unfortunately for Oscar Bob this season, not in the past, but this season, he just hasn't been able to take advantage of those opportunities. He's had them, just couldn't do anything with them. And when you do that, confidence goes low. When your manager for your national team is calling you out, confidence continues to drop. But at the end of the day, he is a international level player playing for Norway. So again, no, can't kill the kid, but you do want to see more from him. And unfortunately, it's going to be hard for him to get the necessary minutes to actually get his confidence up, to play himself back into form. I don't know if he's going to get the minutes to be able to do that.
I think a lot of the reasons why, because a lot of people has been saying that it's been unfairly treated by Pep because he has been just as bad as Xavi, and Xavi has got a lot more minutes, when in reality, both of them have about the same amount of minutes. And the big difference, I think, especially for Pep, between the both of them is that Xavi works like a dog without the ball. Bob works hard, but not nearly as hard as Xavi is. So even when Savio has a very bad game, he's at the very least going to be tracking back, when Bob doesn't necessarily do those.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bob got a bunch of starts at the beginning of the season. I didn't do much with him. No. Kind of
He was
Except
him and
Wolves game.
yeah, he
wasn't
was good in the
him-
Wolves game, and then he didn't do much else.
him and Tijani had a really good connection that game as well. It's just,
And Rico.
but like Bob,
Rico
well,
and Bob
any-
have a good connection. The two of them like always slap up Crystal Palace. I remember that Crystal Palace game during the four-peat season. The two of them just cooked that game. What did we win? Like 4-2
It's
that
almost
game?
like they.
yeah,
It's
Yeah,
almost
that
like they're
game-
part of the same academy, isn't it?
It was in that beautiful I missed that. The away shirt for that season. The white shirt with the maroon. Oh, dude, I love that shirt so much. That was a banger.
What you like I wasn't a fan of that shirt, but you know what's
That's my rugby
disappointing?
shirt.
We've said that we're gonna be wearing the rain shirts on was it Saturday? We played Saturday?
Why are we wearing our black shirt? We've worn that like
Forest,
barely any
against
times.
Forest, yeah, against Forest. GG's.
Yeah, I saw that we were gonna wear that. Which, to be fair,
I hate
the
that
last
shirt.
time we
So
wore it, we
ugly.
did get a win, but I didn't. Anytime I see it, I just assume we're going to lose. We did get a win last time, so it's kind of broken that curse in my head at least.
That thing
But
is hideous.
it is
It's so ugly.
disgusting. Yeah, it is disgusting. But I'm sure it's probably
I
getting the
do-
attention they wanted to get.
I do like the fourth kit,
that
though,
shirt-
the green one.
That was nice.
Was
I
that
agree. The
shirt
green shirt's
even a
pretty
win?
nice.
That shirt, even a win, feels like a loss.
Yeah, I was saying just wearing it is like, how do
No,
you
the
have
worst-
confidence
the
when how do you
They
have
look like that.
Deion Sanders? Somebody was on here. I forget who it was. They're a fan of Colorado Bottle. Was it Swipe?
Boulder.
Yeah, Colorado and Boulder. But if you're a Colorado fan, then Deion Sanders is your coach. Deion Sanders said, if you look good, you play good. If you look good, you feel good. You feel good, you play good. Something like that, right? That's kind of how. I don't know how our players go out, put that kit on and feel good. So they probably can't play good. They need something else. Put that black one on. The black one
Yeah,
is
the black
class.
shirt's so nice.
The black
the
one
black
is
one
class.
is.
I think I
black
cursed
one
it though.
is
I put
probably
Marmouche on
good.
the back of it because that shirt is made for Marmouche, and then he never plays. So I'm like, God damn it.
Nah, to be
Not my
fair,
fault.
even though I wasn't behind the Rodrigo signing, Rodrigo on that black shirt would have been
Oh, that would have been
great.
sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Should have gotten that black shirt looks good on turkey, man. I should have gotten turkey on the back, but well, I know for next season, right?
Yeah, I think we
Maybe
all
not.
love the black
Maybe
kit.
not after the Mamouche thing details. Maybe don't get a player in the back.
Okay. I won't. Well, I'll get somebody's. I'll get somebody's on their way out the door.
What
Last
kit
season,
do we
let's
play
see, last
with?
season I got a Bernardo shirt. Oh, I put Foden on the back. The away shirt last season. Oh, dude, I fucking love that shirt. The 99 throwback shirt. I got Foden on the back of that. I put Holland on the back of this year's home shirt.
I got two trouble kits, the home kits. I got the Holland one, and I got the one where it came in a box.
Oh.
The box.
Oh,
The
yeah,
trouble
yeah.
shirt. The trouble shirt was the first time I put a name on a shirt because normally I just never did.
Yeah, I put Holland.
I
on
was
that.
superstitious about it, but I was like, I have to get a De Bruyne shirt because my biggest regret is I don't have a David Silva shirt. So I'm like, I got to do. I can't do that to De Bruyne. So I put De Bruyne on the back of the trouble shirt. And I'm like, this is the best thing ever.
What kit did we play Madrid in? Was it the green kit?
Yeah.
Yeah, as I say, we got the win, so I feel
Shirt. I'm not going to buy it, but it's nice.
it's still ugly, but
I'll buy
got the
it
win.
on discount when it's like $40.
Yeah,
I'm not
maybe
even,
when it goes.
I'm not even spending $40 on it. If the club, if I win one of, if you go on the Citizens app, whatever, if I win one of those contests and they send me a signed one, great. I will put it up on my wall, but I will not spend any money on that kit. That kit is horrendous. I'll buy all the rest of them.
They're like $15 to $20 on DHgate.
Yeah.
Why not? Like $30,
Just saying.
$40 off World Soccer Shop on a sale? Why not?
No, I would rather spend that money on a older kit that I like than that one that's just like I said, it's atrocious.
Let's just put it how it is. I'd rather just spend the money on a good kit than on that.
Yeah,
kit.
a good kit than a bad one. Go give me any kit. It doesn't. I would rather buy I'd rather buy a New York City FC kit before I bought that. It is disgusting, and I'm not even like the real fan of them like that. Henry Hart said the green kit is fire. Yeah, it needs to be burned up. It needs to be set on fire. So yeah, I can hear you.
You'd burn that before the rain shirt.
Well, the green kit
before the
The green one's the
first
one we wore with like the dark green, like the.
I'm talking about.
Oh no! Sorry. So
yeah.
no, the green. So the EAFC one, I'm good with that one. That was cool. I like that.
That's
One.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah. No, that one is fine. But the rain shirt, that is disgusting.
Oh yeah, no. I'm not talking about the rain shirt. I was talking about the EAFC one.
Yeah, no, that one I would buy that one. I don't have a problem with that one. I would buy that.
Yeah, the one
Yeah.
that's like the emerald or the really like the pine
Like the darker
green
green.
shirt,
Yeah,
with
the dark
little,
green.
like neon green, like
Yeah.
just on the collar, or not even neon. It's just like a lighter green.
The worst
nice
one,
shirt.
the worst one is the 21-22 season. They made this kit, and they made the good home kit. But the third kit, what the fuck was that?
Which one was the third kit that
The one
year?
with the one with the non-badge. When it had Man
Oh, it
City.
just
I
said
hated
Man
that
City.
one.
It
Yeah,
just
that
said
one
Man
was
City
so
across the
bad.
top.
Oh, that
So
was,
Somebody loved
okay,
the
That one-
Bernabeu win.
so okay, I
Yes.
don't
Yes.
I
So
don't
bad.
dislike that. I
I
don't
hate that.
dislike that kit. I would
Get in the
actually
bin.
wear that.
We can
Get in
burn
the
that
bin.
one. That
Get in the
I would
fucking-
wear that.
I still think my favorite one is the Hacienda shirt. I fucking love
Keely
that
said that the
shirt.
navy blue one was trash.
Yeah.
I don't agree. It wasn't the best, but I don't have any animosity against it like I do the
It is a
rain kit.
stupid font on the numbers and the little robot numbers. I'm like, this looks really dumb.
I'm the only one that seems to think that this kit was not bad. Even my show bros on Shades of Blue, they say it was trash too, but I don't
Are you
mind it.
okay? Tarek, are
I
you
don't
okay?
mind it. Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
You can be wrong. It's fine to be wrong.
Yeah, I guess
We'll
so.
buy you that one instead of.
He said if it had a badge, the colors would look good, but it looked like pajamas.
Yeah, and
I
then
don't
the
think so.
robot numbers in the
It
back.
looked like
look
I don't
looked
think
like
it looked like
too.
pajamas. I think it looked like it looked almost like a
Lazy.
t-shirt. It's
Yeah,
like
it's a
something.
Nike training. It was a Nike training kit. I can't even speak English anymore.
Yeah,
It's just a
I
nice-
just like it
Yeah, it
because
did
it
look
feels
like
like
a
a
training kit,
fashion,
you're right.
like it's like a fashion something. It's like something you could wear every day without the badge or whatever. But I would wear it. But it's it's here. Oh, here we go.
I think
Henry Hart. I wear that one all the time. Went on the clearance at the end of that season. Love that dark blue and name on the front. See, I'm with you, Henry. Great minds think alike. I would wear it. I didn't buy it, but I should have. I would wear it.
We need to bring back a purple shirt, man. I feel
Somebody
like it's
said
been a while.
pajamas, but that's because half the team were sleepwalking. There you go.
Oh my god, what season was that?
You should have seen the Man City shirts in the 70s. They were rank. Some Magnus said it looked like a training top. Let's be honest, Puma isn't the best kit designer, and it's not just City. They try too hard and missed the mark. I do think they're like this season. I like the black one. I like the I don't have any issue with the EAFC one, the dark green one. The home kit is okay. It's not my favorite home kit of all time, but it's okay. I don't have any issues with that.
The sash on the front
I
of it
like
looks
the
a bit.
Yeah.
It looks a little digitalized and AI, don't it? On the
Yeah.
home
I
kit.
don't think so.
So, but out of
looks
the
it,
four
yeah.
kits, 3 of them are
There's a fifth one
okay
coming, by the way.
or better. The only one I don't like is the rain kit. So I think Puma probably gets a little bit more flack than they should. It's not great, but
Don't forget, next
when
is
they
it ne-
hit,
is-
they hit,
is-
man. Like that's
Wait,
yeah,
is it-
exactly. There's a lot of them that we like.
Shirt, perfect.
Like those are really good shirts.
Is it next year that like they're doing a home kit with a horse on the front or something? Or am I
What?
making that up?
Oh
I
my
have-
god, what is
What?
that?
Oh no!
Because we
I
have
think this is a
conceptual
joke.
here.
I think this is a joke. It's a whatever story because they are shocking. They are.
Oh no!
Horse.
I wanted to one I loved was I think it was like was it 11-12 or 12-13? The one that was white with the navy and the like the little thing down. I always think of David Silva when I see it.
That's
not really a
when-
sash.
no,
it's just
when
like
we
a
beat
straight line.
that's the
Maybe it
season
was
when
a
we
sash.
beat
I love
no
that
when we
one.
beat
I need
no
to
when we
find
beat
that one.
Chelsea 4-2. Craig Bellamy and Carlos Tevez got 2.
Is
every
Donnarumma
time I see
sending
that
them
shirt, I'm like,
horses on
damn
their
it, Silva.
beds? Is this what's going on now?
Oh, the Chinese
Is
New Year
he
one was
sending
really
that horses
good.
to them?
I bought that one, the Chinese New Year one. It was like
It's got
it
like
was
a
navy
dragon.
shirt with like gold
Oh,
trim.
no.
Oh, dude, I really like. I have that one. I really like that one. That was a nice shirt.
My
I like the Chinese
oldest,
New Year one, but
my
maybe
oldest-
that's what they meant with the horse.
my oldest Man City kit is a Eden Dzeko one with
yeah.
the navy one with the Umbro.
Mm.
That's my
Oh,
oldest.
dude.
That's
Yeah,
my
that's a good one.
oldest one.
Umber was
Also,
elite.
Dzeko,
man.
we're talking
Umber
about
was-
past players. I love that in Dzeko, man.
Yep.
I know why you do because you're
My countryman,
Tim
my
country, yeah.
countryman, yes, the best Bosnian player ever. He
That's
got us
what's
to the
up.
World Cup, so I can't.
I remember you
2014.
guys in the World
He
Cup.
is
Yeah, yeah,
still
it's like
firing in
2014.
in goals too.
I know. LB talked about bringing him back last
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
It was so funny.
Yeah, it was like we could just bring him back because we need. So even somebody was saying earlier on the stream that if you're gonna get a for real Holland backup, it's got to be someone that's older who's okay with not playing a lot of minutes. You know, maybe you could do worse than Ed and Dzeko. I don't know. Maybe you could do worse.
I call them mercenaries. I'm just like, yeah, get one of those guys. Like I got
I
there was
think the
a media
perfect player is
report a couple
Griezmann.
months ago saying City wanted like a 30-year-old midfielder as a rotation piece. I suggest Fabian Ruiz, and they're all like, no, he's terrible. Why would you want him? I'm like, the report said we wanted like a 30-year-old midfielder to rotate. Like Fabian Ruiz,
I don't think
seems
Fabian
like that
Ruiz
kind of
would
a guy.
accept that. I don't think he would
He
accept
probably
that because
wouldn't
he's the
because
starter.
Paquetá.
he's still pretty good. He's
Get me-
still starting. He's still really good, but
Get me-
that-
No,
Get me-
Paquetá is like
get me Paquetá.
27.
I like
Paquetá is like
Paquetá
27
still,
now.
but again, we're too crowded in that part of the midfield.
He
We
played
need an 8. We need an actual 8 who would defend and can,
played-
you know, I think we need a 6-8 is what we need. But
Ruiz
Paquetá.
played alongside Rodri in the this past year
Euros.
for Spain, yeah, and they won the Euros, yeah.
yeah.
Whenever Rodri's back,
It's an
though.
interesting question. You know how we keep talking about like, you know, the Rodri replay. Maybe it's more of a space conversation we're bringing into this arena, but they keep talking about like let's get Anderson. He's a Rodri replacement, and you know,
Oh, he was
we got to sign
trash.
Anderson and get rid of Rodri
Oh
and all
my
this stuff. And
God.
I'm like,
Have
what?
you
And
seen
they're like,
him
what
play
about
today,
Nico
Cal?
G? And I'm like, what if we just keep developing Nico G? Does anybody have an opinion on that, or? Because he's improved dramatically this season. I think he leaps and bounds. Like he looks. I'm
I
not
just
saying,
don't want him
I'm
to
not
get
saying he's
injured.
ever going to be Rodri levels, but I think right now he's focusing on his defensive aspect of his game. But I think there is an element to his game going forward that I think he's just trying to master one part right now of the sixth role.
I honestly think
I
what Pep wants to do is he wants to deploy a lone 6, and in front of that he wants to put Cherky and Foden, and then he wants to put Doku, Haaland, and Semenyo on the right, and that's it.
My God, who's gonna defend?
And that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I think that's what he wants to do in his mind. I think the only player that can do that is Rodri.
Yeah.
Nah, the Rodri cannot do that.
I think Rodri would have issues with that too. Yeah, because that's
because the thing is,
the last season he played.
What if you just took one of, well, I mean, because they're both been really good. So I would, I think you have to go Rodri. Let's say Rodri and Nico G, or Nico G and someone else as the base of a 4-2-3-1, and then it's either got to be Cherky or Semenyo on that right, Foden through the middle, and then Doku. But Semenyo could be on the left or the right, depending on who he's coming in for, Cherky or Doku. So I feel like you have, for those 3 spots across the middle, you have basically, 4 players? So you have Cherky, you have Foden, you have Doku, you have Semenyo. So those 4 of that 3, you got 4 players for those 3 positions. So you're gonna have plenty of people to rotate.
Chelsea is not gonna like this,
I'm trying
but
to
I
make
would
is like,
still
why are we
keep.
just slagging off Nico G when he's actually? We're like, let's just replace him already. And I'm just like, does anybody think we should keep trying to develop him to become a lone 6, and maybe he is the Rodri replacement? I don't know.
Pep's trying to do that, but go on, Lou.
It's I wonder if he's thinking already about the minutes that he's having, and maybe we might go into the market in January for right back, because he's kind of feeling like he might need to use Nunes in case Rodri's injury becomes a massive problem for us, because he's played in the last 2 games and he's done really well.
Wait. Let's deep this a little bit. I think he did very well in the first one. I think in the second one, I think he was poor. He had a very good pass for the goal, but aside from that, he was constantly misplacing the ball, misplacing passes. He was constantly overdriving with the ball, not getting into the right positions to defend the back line.
But Spartacus, I think that's all right, because you're giving Nico G a 30-minute rest, a 40-minute rest, a 20-minute rest here and there. We just need him just to keep it ticking along, just so we can get towards the end of the game.
This week will help. This week will help a lot.
Yes, but for that I would absolutely agree. But what Louis said is case of an injury to Nico G. I don't think Nunes can do it. No, I think for those 20 to
15 minutes to get Nico G some rest, yeah, absolutely. I think he can do that. But if Nico G goes down,
Mm.
we're going to be in
Then
the
we're
same
probably
issues as
looking
last
at Johnny
season.
Rangers
Jen.
again, which
I feel
nobody
like-
wants to see as a six,
I f-
unfortunately.
I feel like
Agreed.
I feel like we're misprofiling here. I think what we need is to find a Bernardo Silva replacement that can help out Nico, so Nico doesn't play all those minutes, because we can't get a backup for a backup, if that makes sense. Because what would happen if, let's just say, Rodri stays fit, then the third
We're
back
assuming,
would see the field.
Rodri's going, I think.
All right. It is 9:00 here, my time. It is, what does that make it?
2 o'clock.
It's 6
2
o'clock
o'clock
for me.
in
Oh,
2
2 a.m.,
o'clock
yeah.
in England, or in the UK.
11.
I appreciate
11%.
that all of you have stayed as long as you have. There's still 142 of you on the stream, according to my screen here. We only have 29 likes. Do me a favor. Let's get that to 50. If you haven't already liked the stream, hit that like button. Let's get it to 50 if we can. And we started, I think, on 180 something subscribers. We are at 199. I need one more of you. If you haven't already subscribed, go hit that subscribe button so we can get to 200. We can end the day on 200. I got a birthday coming up. It's Christmas. All of these things. This is a great gift to me. Get me to 200. I appreciate it. But I thank you, each and every one of you, for being here. Big ups to everyone that came over on the MHF raid. You stuck around. I appreciate you. Hopefully you heard something that you enjoyed. Hopefully you'll come back next time. I do this every Tuesday. Right now, I've been streaming on this every Tuesday for the last 10 weeks. My hope is to expand that maybe in the new year, but for now, we're going to keep it and we're going to be consistent every Tuesday. We're coming on. So big ups to you. I think it was Henry Hart that said he wants to see a stream that talks about all of my favorite and or worst or least favorite city kits over the last couple years.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I will tell you that I got it all right here. I'm gonna go through and take a look.
Oh, there's that one I was talking about. The straight down, the white one with the blue and
Top
white
one.
on the.
Yeah.
I love
This
that.
one here.
Oh, I love that.
Uh,
shit
Sarah.
so
Oh no,
much.
this one.
Yeah, I always,
Yeah.
that's the one where Tevez and Bellamy scored 2
Yeah.
against Chelsea.
So I will
yeah.
tell you my favorite is this one right here. I love this kit.
Which one?
Oh, you don't see my mouse. Sorry. The third kit from 2013-14 with the vertical blue,
Yes.
2 blue stripes.
Yeah,
Uh,
I love
Sam-
that one too. Yeah,
I
that's
love
my
that
David Silva
kit.
shirt. I love that.
Yeah, I love that
It's-
one. I actually like the one below it, with the home kit from 15-16 home. I like
Oh,
that
yeah.
kit
Fabian
too.
Del- that
No,
shirt.
Fabian Del.
KDB shirt. That's the KDB
Yeah.
one.
No,
The
Fabian-
one, the white
Fabian Del-
collar. Oh, I love a good collar, man. A good white collar.
Fabian
on the
Del
shirt.
trying to do Fabian Del trying to do Aguero's button, and Aguero looks at the camera and goes,
We haven't
So-
seen a purple one in a long time. That should be something. we bought
Yeah,
to
this
consider.
third kit is
The
nice. I
purple
like
one
the
is-
third kit from 14-15. We got a lot. Some of these are Nike
13
kits
That's
before
a
we
ombre
switch.
one
Yeah.
too.
13
The one that kind of like
14.
fades into blue. That's a good one. Too. I like that shirt.
13-14, that the 2 saves the black kit. I always remember that for Aguero's goal against Chelsea, which became infamous for the Torres goal, where when was it Statsits and Joe Hart, they made that mistake at the end of the game.
I don't remember.
I think so.
Lots
I
behind
think
me.
so.
You know what? If you do that stream, Tarek, I could get like a model of some of these shirts. 'Cause I have like 10 of them, so I could like.
There you go.
They're more recent ones though, but I
Yeah.
can model them for you on the stream.
Yeah, and Tarek,
There
did
we
you
go.
need any-
You guys heard it. She's
Oh,
modeling
no, I'll hold the
kits.
shirt up. I'm not.
No,
gonna-
no, no. You
No,
said you were modeling. It's
Guys,
too late. No,
I'll
I'm just
see you
kidding.
Fine,
later.
I'll put the
Thank you
shirt.
for having
Mine
me,
is
Tarek.
small though, so it looks very bad on me.
I'm just kidding. What were you saying?
I'll turn the camera off and then I'll put a shirt on. I'm not gonna.
I'll see you guys
If you-
later. Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Tarek.
appreciate it. We're gonna get off of here, but again, thanks for everyone for jumping on. Hope each and every one of you have a great holiday season. Christmas, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, all the things that there are to celebrate. More importantly, I hope you get the chance to spend it with your friends, your family, your loved ones. And I hope that you'll come back next Tuesday. So again, big ups to everyone that subscribe to the channel. I don't get notifications about all of them, but definitely want to shout out Abdullah Mahmood. Want to shout out Rosie the Beater Therian, and to shout out Joseph Arbalo. Those are the ones that I got notifications for. Again, I know there's many more of you have joined. If you do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, just trying to get to that 200. But thanks again. Appreciate it. You all have a great rest of your evening, and we'll see you back next week. Appreciate it.
Merry Christmas, y'all.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Joyeux Noël.